The desert stretches endlessly, golden sands rolling like waves frozen in time, and yet at the heart of this ancient expanse stands a figure that has captivated the imagination of humanity for millennia. Towering above the sands, partially weathered by the relentless sun and wind, is the Great Sphinx of Giza, a monumental testament to human ingenuity, or perhaps to something far older and more mysterious than conventional history dares to admit. Its lion's body and human face, carved with uncanny precision, stare silently toward the rising sun, as if guarding secrets so profound that the very air around it seems charged with anticipation. For centuries, travelers, scholars, and explorers have approached it with reverence and curiosity, yet beneath its imposing form lies a mystery that continues to elude even the most meticulous archaeologists and historians. The whispers began long before modern technology could scan its hidden recesses. Ancient texts, folklore, and the musings of explorers hinted at something beneath the Sphinx that the eye could not see: secret chambers, hidden tunnels, and perhaps the remnants of knowledge lost to time. Imagine the possibility: a colossal structure, often viewed only for its surface grandeur, quietly concealing corridors that may hold treasures, artifacts, or records that could rewrite human history. The idea itself is enough to send a shiver down the spine. Could it be true that beneath the sands, shielded from human eyes for thousands of years, there exists a labyrinth of rooms filled with secrets deliberately hidden by those who came before us? For decades, Egyptologists have told us the Sphinx is merely a monumental statue built by Pharaoh Khafra around 2500 BCE, a guardian of the Giza Plateau and a symbol of royal power. Yet anomalies persist. The patterns of erosion, the peculiar alignment with celestial bodies, and the tantalizing hints in obscure papyri all suggest that this iconic figure may be far more than a royal monument. Could it be that mainstream archaeology, with its strict timelines and cautious interpretations, is only scratching the surface of a far more profound truth? Every survey, every excavation, and every drone flight over the plateau adds layers of intrigue, revealing that what we see above ground may be only a fraction of the story. Modern technology has breathed new life into these suspicions. Ground-penetrating radar, seismic imaging, and 3D scanning have all hinted at anomalies beneath the Sphinx, voids that defy conventional explanation. Scientists cautiously describe them as cavities or hidden chambers, but for the public and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries, these terms ignite imagination. What lies in these shadows? Could these spaces have been storage rooms, ceremonial halls, or even a secret library of knowledge accumulated by civilizations long forgotten? The mere suggestion fuels speculation and wonder, compelling us to ask questions that have no easy answers. And then there is the allure of forbidden knowledge, the idea that what lies beneath the Sphinx has been intentionally concealed, safeguarded against the ravages of time and human curiosity. Stories abound of secret societies, ancient orders, and powerful rulers who may have known of these chambers and taken extraordinary measures to ensure they remained undiscovered. Even if these tales lean toward myth, they underscore a deeper truth. Humanity has always been fascinated by what is hidden, what is forbidden, and what could potentially alter our understanding of our origins. The Sphinx embodies this tension perfectly, a silent sentinel bridging the known and the unknown, reality and speculation, science and legend. The mystery is compounded by the cultural weight of the Sphinx itself. It is not merely stone. It is a symbol, a living echo of an ancient civilization that achieved feats still difficult for modern observers to comprehend. The thought that beneath its paws and body may lie chambers or tunnels, spaces deliberately carved and concealed, adds an almost cinematic dimension to its story. It is a scenario that blends archaeology with thriller, history with suspense, and science with the supernatural. Each piece of evidence, each unexplained void, and each layer of sediment removed brings us closer to answers, yet simultaneously deepens the enigma. The Sphinx, in all its majesty, reminds us that the past is never fully revealed, and that the earth itself can guard its secrets for millennia. By the end of this journey, we will explore not just the structure and its mysteries, but the implications of what could be hiding beneath. Could hidden chambers under the Sphinx hold clues about lost civilizations, forbidden knowledge, or technological insights that challenge everything we thought we knew about human history? The stakes are higher than simple curiosity. The revelations could reshape our understanding of our ancestors, their capabilities, and the depths of their wisdom. The questions are endless, and the possibilities are both thrilling and terrifying. What are they hiding? Why have these secrets endured? And most importantly, what will happen when, or if, they are finally uncovered? As we embark on this investigation, we must leave behind preconceived notions and step into a world where history is not static, but a puzzle with pieces still hidden beneath the sand. This is the story of the Great Sphinx, not just as a monument of stone, but as a guardian of ancient mysteries that beckon us to look deeper, think harder, and question everything. The journey ahead promises revelations, controversies, and moments that will challenge the very foundation of what we believe about our past. It is a tale of secrecy, intrigue, and astonishing discovery, a story that begins with one simple, haunting question: what lies beneath the Sphinx, and what have we been missing all this time? For thousands of years, the Great Sphinx has captivated not just historians and archaeologists, but countless travelers, mystics, and seekers of hidden truths. Often described as the guardian of the Giza Plateau, it is more than a colossal statue. It is a symbol shrouded in mystery, standing as a sentinel between the known world and the unfathomable secrets buried beneath the sands. Its massive limestone form, weathered by wind, sun, and occasional floods, conveys a silent power that seems almost conscious, as though it is aware of what lies beneath its paws. And while the pyramids nearby draw much of the attention, the Sphinx remains an enigma, a monument whose origins, purpose, and hidden depths continue to challenge scholars and thrill-seekers alike. The image of the Sphinx, with its human head atop a lion's body, has fueled imagination for millennia. To the ancient Egyptians, it likely represented a combination of royal authority and divine guardianship, a protector of sacred spaces and cosmic knowledge. Its position, facing directly east toward the rising sun, suggests a connection to celestial events, hinting that it may have played a role far beyond mere symbolism. Some scholars argue that its alignment corresponds to specific solar phenomena or astronomical markers, suggesting that the builders had knowledge that bridged both earthly and cosmic realms. Such precision raises questions about the technological and intellectual capabilities of those who created it, as well as about what might still be hidden from our understanding. The historical record offers tantalizing glimpses, though much of it is fragmented. The first known references to the Sphinx appear in inscriptions from the pharaoh Thutmose IV, who reportedly dreamt of the statue speaking to him, warning that it would remain buried unless he restored it. This dream stele, positioned between the Sphinx's paws, implies that even in antiquity, the statue's significance extended beyond mere monumentality. It had a story to tell, one that was considered vital enough to inscribe in stone. Was this stele merely a symbolic narrative of royal piety, or could it hint at knowledge of hidden chambers lying beneath? The Sphinx, intentionally kept secret from the world? The line between myth and historical record blurs, drawing us into a world where legend and reality intertwine. The structure itself is a marvel of ancient engineering. Carved directly from the bedrock, it measures over 73 meters in length and 20 meters in height, making it one of the largest monolithic statues in the world. Yet despite its colossal scale, its craftsmanship reflects incredible precision. The contours of the face, the detailing of the headdress, and the sheer symmetry of the form defy simple explanations about labor and tools available during the Fourth Dynasty. Some researchers argue that erosion patterns suggest it may be even older than the time traditionally assigned, hinting at a civilization or knowledge base that predates recorded Egyptian history. Such theories are controversial, but they add a layer of intrigue that no documentary on the Sphinx could ignore. Over the centuries, countless explorers have attempted to unravel its mysteries. Napoleon's expedition in the late 18th century brought European attention to the Sphinx, with sketches and early studies sparking widespread fascination. Later, 19th and 20th century archaeologists conducted more systematic excavations, gradually uncovering parts of the Sphinx's body, its surrounding temples, and smaller satellite structures. Yet each excavation seemed to reveal only more questions. Layers of sand and debris hinted at hidden foundations. Cavities and unexplored voids suggested that what lies beneath might be far more complex than the eye can perceive. The Sphinx was no longer just a surface monument. It was a potential gateway to lost knowledge, and the deeper one looked, the more elusive the truth became. Its cultural impact extends far beyond Egypt. Artists, writers, and philosophers throughout history have imbued the Sphinx with mystique and symbolism, from Greek myths to Renaissance paintings, emphasizing its enigmatic nature and its role as a keeper of secrets. Even in contemporary media, the Sphinx appears as a symbol of ancient wisdom, a puzzle to be solved, and a reminder that human curiosity is inexhaustible. This global fascination feeds directly into the allure of hidden chambers. If such spaces exist, the Sphinx becomes not just an archaeological marvel but a literal doorway into the past, holding answers that could challenge everything we think we know about human civilization. Modern technology has reinvigorated this fascination. Advanced radar and seismic studies suggest the presence of anomalies beneath the statue, cavities that conventional excavation has yet to fully explore. While some scientists caution against overinterpretation, The very existence of these anomalies keeps the debate alive, creating tension between skepticism and possibility. Are these voids natural formations, or are they evidence of man-made chambers? Could they be tombs, storage rooms, or ceremonial spaces designed to preserve knowledge? Each question heightens the sense of mystery, and each tentative discovery adds fuel to the narrative that the Sphinx guards secrets not meant for ordinary eyes. Ultimately, the Sphinx is more than stone. It is a living narrative of history, culture, and human curiosity. Its presence invites us to question not only its origins but the boundaries of what humanity is willing to explore. By considering its historical, cultural, and astronomical significance, we begin to see that the Sphinx is both a monument of awe-inspiring craftsmanship and a potential repository of hidden knowledge. Every shadow, cavity, and alignment suggests that beneath its monumental form lies a story still waiting to be uncovered. A story that may redefine our understanding of ancient civilizations and the mysteries they left behind. As we delve deeper into its secrets, the Sphinx challenges us to look beyond the obvious, to probe the unseen, and to imagine the unimaginable possibilities hidden beneath the sands of time. The story of the Sphinx is inseparable from the history of its excavations, yet the process of uncovering its secrets has often been as enigmatic as the monument itself. For centuries, the Great Sphinx lay partially buried in sand, its massive paws and body hidden beneath layers of desert accumulation. Early travelers and explorers described it as a half-buried giant, emerging from the dunes like a dream or a mirage, visible only in fleeting glimpses. The sand seemed to guard it jealously, almost as if aware that beneath the surface lay stories and spaces that were not yet meant to be revealed. For the first centuries of modern exploration, the focus was on simply revealing the visible statue, and even that task proved monumental. One of the earliest known attempts at excavation was in the 15th century BCE, when Pharaoh Thutmose reportedly cleared sand from around the Sphinx's head and body. According to inscriptions, this effort was inspired by a dream in which the Sphinx spoke to the young ruler, promising him kingship if he would restore it. While this account is steeped in legend, it provides one of the earliest hints that the Sphinx was considered more than a mere monument. It was a figure capable of communicating, of inspiring awe and devotion, and perhaps, of guarding hidden chambers beneath its massive body. The dream stele, still standing between the Sphinx's paws, immortalizes this story, reminding modern observers that the search for understanding the Sphinx is as old as the civilization that revered it. Centuries later, European explorers and scholars brought new energy and methods to the quest. Napoleon's expedition to Egypt in 1798 included engineers and scientists who documented the Sphinx with unprecedented detail, sketching its contours, measuring its dimensions, and recording its condition. Their accounts, filled with both awe and speculation, brought the Sphinx into the European imagination as a symbol of ancient mastery and hidden knowledge. Yet even with these early studies, much of the monument remained inaccessible, and the sands continued to shield the lower portions of the body, leaving the possibility of hidden spaces tantalizingly open. The 19th century saw more systematic efforts to uncover the Sphinx. In the 1810s and 1820s, explorers like Giovanni Battista Caviglia and later Auguste Mariette undertook extensive excavations, clearing sand and rubble to reveal more of the body and surrounding structures. Each removal of sand was both a revelation and a question. Cavities and depressions in the limestone hinted at structural peculiarities that could not easily be explained. Were these irregularities natural erosion, or evidence of hidden chambers? These early excavators lacked the technology to probe beneath the surface, but their careful notes and sketches preserve subtle clues that modern scientists would later revisit with new tools and hypotheses. The 20th century brought more advanced methods and renewed urgency. Archaeologists such as Selim Hassan meticulously mapped the Sphinx and its immediate environs, documenting erosion patterns, cracks, and previously unnoticed cavities. Even small details, like shifts in the bedrock or depressions along the flanks, were noted with painstaking care. These surveys created a foundation for future exploration, yet they also revealed the limits of conventional excavation. The deeper one looked, the more the Sphinx seemed to resist easy understanding. As Hassan and others uncovered layers of debris, some speculated that the monument had been deliberately buried at various points in history, either for protection or as part of a ritual process. If so, what lay beneath had been intentionally concealed from view for thousands of years. Throughout these historical excavations, tantalizing anomalies emerged, though they were often dismissed or underexplored. Natural cavities, fissures in the limestone, and unusual voids suggested that there might be more than just a solid monolith beneath the sands. Some archaeologists proposed that these were merely natural formations, the result of centuries of erosion and sedimentation. Yet others quietly wondered if they hinted at artificial chambers, perhaps carved by the very hands that built the Sphinx, or by an even earlier civilization lost to history. These questions, hovering on the edge of credibility, set the stage for the technological breakthroughs of the late 20th century, when scientists would finally have the tools to see beneath the surface without disturbing the monument itself. By the mid-20th century, the Sphinx had become a focal point not only for archaeologists but also for the public imagination. Documentaries, books, and journalistic reports began to weave together accounts of ancient construction, legend, and mystery. The image of a partially buried Sphinx captured the world's fascination. Here was a figure carved thousands of years ago, defying time and sand, possibly guarding secrets that could rewrite history. Yet despite decades of work, one fundamental question remained unanswered. What lay beneath? The repeated excavations, careful surveys, and painstaking documentation had revealed the Sphinx's form and surface story, but the monument's deeper mysteries remained tantalizingly out of reach. The historical excavations of the Sphinx illustrate a pattern that would repeat throughout its study. Every revelation opens a new set of questions. The monument has been carefully uncovered layer by layer, each excavation shedding light on ancient craftsmanship, religious significance, and engineering skill. Yet the sands and the bedrock continue to guard deeper secrets, voids, and anomalies that hint at hidden chambers. These early efforts were crucial, providing the first foundation of knowledge and establishing the Sphinx as more than a statue. It is a puzzle, a sentinel, and a challenge to human curiosity. They remind us that history is not simply recorded in stone. It is buried, layered, and waiting for those willing to look beyond the obvious. As modern technology joins the quest, these historical excavations serve as both guide and warning. They show how much can be learned from careful observation, but also how easily questions can multiply faster than answers. The story of the Sphinx is not static. It is an ongoing journey, one that blends archaeology with mystery, legend with science. And as we prepare to explore the discoveries and anomalies revealed by contemporary methods, we must remember that the foundation was laid by these early excavators, pioneers who uncovered only fragments of a monument that may yet hold secrets far greater than anyone dared imagine. The Giza Plateau is often celebrated for its pyramids, monumental tombs that continue to baffle scientists with their precision, scale, and enigmatic purpose. Yet the Sphinx, silently positioned just a short distance from the pyramids, suggests a deeper, more intricate connection. It is not merely a statue standing guard. It may have been an integral part of a vast, interconnected complex designed with both practical and symbolic significance. The proximity of the Sphinx to the pyramids, aligned with celestial bodies and oriented precisely on the east-west axis, hints that the builders were orchestrating more than isolated structures. They were crafting an entire landscape of hidden meanings, possibly concealing secrets far beneath the surface. Many scholars argue that the Sphinx serves as a guardian not only of the Giza Plateau but also of the knowledge and treasures buried within the pyramids themselves. The Great Pyramid of Khufu, the Pyramid of Khafra, and the Pyramid of Menkaure are engineering marvels that have fascinated generations of archaeologists. But while these pyramids have been extensively studied, the spaces beneath the Sphinx remain largely unexplored. Some theorists suggest that underground passages may link the Sphinx to these pyramids, forming a network of tunnels and chambers designed to protect sacred knowledge. If true, it would indicate a level of planning and sophistication far beyond the conventional understanding of ancient Egyptian engineering. The Sphinx's alignment is particularly compelling. Facing due east, it greets the sunrise with a gaze that has remained unbroken for millennia. This orientation is no accident. Ancient Egyptians placed immense significance on the sun, linking it to rebirth, power, and the divine. The pyramids, in contrast, are aligned with the cardinal points with extraordinary precision. The juxtaposition of these alignments suggests a deliberate design, one that might extend below the surface, into subterranean passages that connect the Sphinx and the pyramids in ways that remain invisible to the naked eye. Could the Sphinx be the key to understanding the full extent of this architectural and astronomical network? Ancient texts provide subtle clues supporting this theory. Some inscriptions and papyri hint at hidden chambers, secret tunnels, and sacred spaces beneath the Giza Plateau. While mainstream archaeologists often interpret these references metaphorically, alternative researchers argue that they may describe actual physical spaces, passages carved deliberately and with intention, meant to be discovered only by those who understood the symbolic and spiritual codes embedded in the landscape. These accounts fuel speculation that the Sphinx is far more than a statue. It is a guardian of hidden corridors, chambers, and possibly the accumulated knowledge of a civilization that predates the pyramids themselves. Archaeological surveys lend further credence to this possibility. Ground-penetrating radar and seismic scans conducted in the late 20th and early 21st centuries have revealed anomalies beneath and around the Sphinx, voids that defy simple geological explanation. Some of these voids align in directions that suggest a relationship with nearby pyramids, hinting at hidden corridors or chambers designed with purpose. While skeptics caution that natural fissures could explain these findings, the patterns observed are difficult to ignore. Each discovery raises more questions than it answers, creating a sense of anticipation and unease, as if the plateau itself is concealing knowledge that the world is not yet ready to uncover. The Sphinx's role in this network may also extend into the spiritual and ceremonial realms. Scholars have noted that its lion body could symbolize strength and protection, while its human head reflects intelligence and divine guidance. Together, they form a guardian figure, perhaps positioned strategically to oversee the sacred and secret activities of the pyramids. Ancient Egyptians were meticulous in their rituals, often intertwining the physical and spiritual dimensions of their constructions. Could the Sphinx have been intended not merely as a monument of stone but as a sentinel for a hidden ritual complex, with chambers beneath it holding ceremonial or religious artifacts meant to ensure cosmic harmony or preserve sacred knowledge? Legends and myths add another layer to this complex connection. Some accounts suggest that the Sphinx may contain records of events or civilizations long forgotten, hidden deliberately to protect them from time, theft, or destruction. These stories, passed down through generations, hint at the possibility that the Sphinx was designed as part of a defensive strategy, both symbolic and practical, to safeguard treasures or information stored beneath it. This aligns with a growing body of evidence from around the world, where monuments of seemingly ancient civilizations appear linked to subterranean spaces, suggesting that the practice of hiding knowledge underground was widespread and intentional. The potential link between the Sphinx and the pyramids also raises provocative questions about the origin of this complex. Were these structures built solely by the ancient Egyptians as recorded in conventional history, or do they reflect knowledge inherited from an earlier, advanced civilization? If the latter is true, the Sphinx may be the keystone in a network designed to preserve and protect knowledge from an era predating the pharaohs. Such a hypothesis challenges conventional timelines, inviting both wonder and controversy, as it implies that the history we accept may be only a fraction of a much larger, hidden narrative. Ultimately, the Sphinx and the pyramids together form a landscape that is both awe-inspiring and maddeningly enigmatic. Their physical proximity, precise alignment, and the hints of hidden spaces beneath the surface suggest an interconnectedness that demands deeper investigation. Theories abound, from the Sphinx serving as a symbolic guardian to it being a literal key to subterranean corridors, yet all these ideas converge on one point. There is more beneath the sands than we have ever imagined. Every detail, from the orientation to the anomalies detected through modern scanning technology, reinforces the idea that the Sphinx may be part of a grander architectural and spiritual design, a network that continues to guard secrets millions of eyes have gazed upon but few have truly understood. As we continue to explore the Sphinx, its relationship with the pyramids reminds us that history is not merely the story of what is visible. Beneath the sands lies the potential for revelations that could redefine human understanding, challenging what we believe about ancient civilizations, their capabilities, and their knowledge of the cosmos. The Sphinx, silent yet commanding, stands as a sentinel not just over the plateau, but over a labyrinth of mystery that may connect the past, the present, and secrets still buried, waiting for the brave, the curious, and the persistent to uncover what lies beneath. Beneath the scorching sun and shifting sands of the Giza Plateau lies more than just stone and rubble. Ancient texts, hieroglyphs, and obscure inscriptions hint at mysteries that mainstream archaeology has often struggled to interpret. Secrets that suggest the Sphinx may conceal hidden chambers and passages, possibly holding knowledge lost to the ages. While most scholars focus on the surface structures and their ceremonial purposes, a growing body of evidence indicates that the Egyptians may have left deliberate clues embedded in their writings, clues that point to something much more profound than mere architectural prowess. Some of the earliest hints come from temple walls and papyri dating back to the Old Kingdom. These texts often describe ritual practices, sacred spaces, and the construction of monuments with incredible precision. While conventional readings focus on religious and ceremonial contexts, certain passages speak of chambers, tunnels, and hidden repositories of wisdom, places where knowledge, artifacts, and records could be stored safely away from the eyes of the uninitiated. The language is cryptic, filled with metaphors, symbolism, and references that are difficult to translate accurately. But for those who study these texts with a mind open to alternative interpretations, the possibility emerges that the Sphinx itself could be a marker, a guardian of these subterranean spaces. The so-called dream stele of Thutmose IV, positioned between the Sphinx's paws, is one of the most intriguing pieces of evidence. While often interpreted as a simple narrative of a pharaoh's divine dream, some researchers suggest that the stele's imagery and language hint at something hidden beneath the Sphinx. The stele describes the young pharaoh being instructed to restore the statue, but it also emphasizes the promise of revealing what has been buried. Is it possible that this was not merely symbolic, but a literal reference to chambers or passages intentionally concealed beneath the monument? The ambiguity of the text fuels speculation, leaving modern researchers to wonder whether these ancient words encode directions or warnings about the spaces that lie below. Other papyri and inscriptions scattered throughout Egypt contain tantalizing references to secret repositories of knowledge. Certain texts speak of rooms where the wisdom of the gods was preserved, sometimes referred to as houses of eternity or vaults of the divine word. While mainstream archaeology interprets these as metaphors for spiritual knowledge or funerary practices, alternative theories suggest they may describe actual physical spaces, hidden chambers designed to safeguard sacred texts, advanced technology, or ceremonial artifacts. If these chambers exist beneath the Sphinx, they could be part of a broader network of storage rooms and tunnels connecting the statue to the nearby pyramids, forming a complex that is both architectural and symbolic. The use of symbolism in these texts cannot be overstated. Ancient Egyptian writing often employed layers of meaning, combining literal descriptions with allegorical, cosmological, and spiritual elements. A passage describing the lion that guards the hidden path might seem purely metaphorical, but when paired with the Sphinx's lion body and precise placement on the plateau, it takes on a more literal dimension. Could the Sphinx itself be the physical embodiment of what the texts describe? Could its very existence be a signpost, guiding those who understand the symbols toward concealed spaces and knowledge intentionally hidden from general view? Such interpretations remain controversial, but they cannot be dismissed outright when the physical anomalies beneath the Sphinx hint at something more than mere bedrock. Several lesser-known inscriptions in temples near Giza further fuel the mystery. These texts describe kings and priests accessing hidden chambers for ceremonial purposes, often under the cover of secrecy. Words such as void, hidden hall, and chamber of the gods appear repeatedly, sometimes alongside astronomical references, suggesting a dual function, both practical storage and spiritual alignment. The repeated emphasis on secrecy, combined with architectural precision, implies that these spaces were considered of immense importance. If these chambers are indeed located beneath the Sphinx, it would explain why the monument itself was revered not only as a guardian statue but as an essential part of a sacred system designed to preserve knowledge and maintain cosmic harmony. The challenge, of course, lies in interpretation. Translating ancient hieroglyphs and understanding the nuances of ceremonial language is notoriously difficult. Meanings shift over time, and the Egyptians were masters of symbolism, often encoding multiple layers of knowledge within a single word or image. Yet the convergence of these textual clues with physical anomalies beneath the Sphinx, cavities detected by radar, fissures in the limestone, and unusual voids, creates a compelling case for further investigation. These texts may not offer blueprints or direct instructions, but they provide context, hinting at purposes and locations that modern science is only beginning to explore. What makes this pursuit even more tantalizing is the global pattern of hidden chambers in ancient civilizations. From South America to Mesopotamia, subterranean spaces were often used to store knowledge, sacred artifacts, or ritual items. The Egyptians, known for their advanced understanding of mathematics, astronomy, and engineering, would hardly be an exception. In this light, the ancient texts are not mere curiosities. They are potentially part of a widespread tradition of secrecy, preservation, and symbolic architecture. The Sphinx, as a monumental figure with textual and architectural significance, fits perfectly into this narrative, a silent guardian hinting at what lies beneath, urging future generations to uncover the hidden truths. Ultimately, these ancient texts do more than hint at the possibility of chambers beneath the Sphinx. They create a sense of purpose and direction for modern exploration. They challenge researchers to think beyond conventional interpretations, to question the assumptions of mainstream archaeology, and to consider that what has been buried may hold knowledge of incalculable value. Whether one approaches these texts with skepticism or wonder, they are undeniably powerful, framing the Sphinx not just as a statue, but as a nexus of history, myth, and hidden wisdom. They compel us to look beneath the sands, to read between the lines of legend and inscription, and to imagine that the answers to some of humanity's oldest questions may lie just out of reach, waiting to be discovered beneath the gaze of the eternal Sphinx. As the centuries passed, the secrets of the Sphinx remained tantalizingly out of reach, hidden beneath layers of sand, stone, and legend. For millennia, explorers could only dream of what might lie beneath its monumental body, forced to rely on conjecture, folklore, and painstaking but limited excavation. That changed with the advent of modern technology, transforming the study of the Sphinx from speculative inquiry into a scientific pursuit capable of revealing the monument's hidden depths without ever disturbing its ancient stone. Today, researchers use tools that were inconceivable to even the most dedicated archaeologists of the past, and with each new scan or survey, the potential for discovery grows ever more thrilling. Ground-penetrating radar, GPR, became one of the first technological breakthroughs to illuminate the mysteries beneath the Sphinx. This technique, which uses electromagnetic waves to detect underground anomalies, allows scientists to see voids, cavities, and structural differences hidden from view. When applied to the plateau, GPR revealed areas of unusual density and empty space beneath and around the Sphinx, suggesting the possibility of chambers or tunnels previously unknown. While radar cannot confirm what these spaces contain, the detection of voids itself is extraordinary, raising immediate questions about whether they are natural formations, remnants of erosion, or the deliberate handiwork of ancient builders. Each anomaly discovered is like a whisper from the past, hinting at secrets waiting patiently beneath the sands. Complementing GPR, seismic tomography has provided yet another layer of insight. By analyzing the way sound waves move through rock and sediment, scientists can detect differences in density and composition, effectively mapping underground features with remarkable precision. In the case of the Sphinx, seismic surveys have revealed irregularities in the bedrock that correspond with the voids identified by radar. These findings suggest that the Sphinx may sit atop an intricate network of chambers, tunnels, or cavities, each potentially serving a purpose known only to its original architects. The very idea that this ancient monument could conceal a subterranean labyrinth evokes the kind of cinematic suspense usually reserved for adventure novels or blockbuster films. Even more groundbreaking has been the use of muon radiography, a technique that detects cosmic ray particles passing through dense structures. When applied to the Sphinx, muon scans can identify hidden spaces by measuring variations in density, effectively X-raying the statue without causing any damage. This non-invasive approach allows scientists to probe deeply into the limestone, revealing anomalies that traditional excavation might miss or destroy. The results have been nothing short of astonishing, evidence of voids consistent with large chambers, aligned in patterns that hint at intentional design. For researchers and enthusiasts alike, these findings are electrifying, fueling speculation about what could be stored within these concealed spaces and why they were hidden in the first place. Three-dimensional scanning and digital modeling have further revolutionized our understanding of the Sphinx. High-resolution laser scans create incredibly detailed representations of the statue, capturing even the subtlest contours, cracks, and erosion patterns. By combining these scans with geological data and historical records, scientists can simulate what lies beneath, constructing virtual models of potential chambers and passageways. These models allow researchers to test hypotheses, visualize connections between structures, and explore the plausibility of various theories without disturbing the monument itself. The Sphinx, once a static symbol frozen in time, is now a dynamic puzzle that can be examined from every angle, both physically and virtually. Modern technology also enables collaboration on an unprecedented scale. Archaeologists, geologists, physicists, and computer scientists from around the world can share data, cross-reference findings, and apply advanced analytical techniques to questions that previously would have been impossible to address. This multidisciplinary approach has intensified the search for hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, allowing researchers to combine expertise in engineering, history, geology, and digital modeling to approach the mystery from multiple angles. Each new discovery, each anomaly identified, adds layers of intrigue, creating a narrative that is both scientific and profoundly cinematic, blending the rigor of research with the thrill of exploration. The use of these technologies has also illuminated the limitations of conventional archaeology. Traditional excavation methods, while invaluable, are invasive and risky, particularly when applied to a monument as delicate and culturally significant as the Sphinx. Modern tools provide a solution. They allow scientists to investigate without causing damage, preserving the monument for future generations while uncovering clues that were previously inaccessible. The combination of radar, seismic tomography, muon radiography, and 3D modeling has opened a new chapter in the study of the Sphinx, transforming it from a static relic into a living puzzle with secrets that may finally come to light. Yet for all these technological breakthroughs, the Sphinx remains enigmatic. Each new discovery raises new questions rather than providing definitive answers. What purpose do the voids serve? Are they ceremonial, functional, or simply the product of natural geological processes? Could they be part of a larger network connecting the Sphinx to the pyramids or other structures on the plateau? The technology offers clues but not certainty, which only heightens the suspense. In many ways, the Sphinx has embraced the modern era of exploration, challenging scientists to balance skepticism with imagination, methodology with wonder, and evidence with the possibility that the answers may rewrite history itself. As we continue this journey, the role of modern technology becomes clear. It is both a magnifying glass and a key, revealing hidden anomalies while guiding us toward discoveries that were once beyond our reach. The tools of the 21st century allow us to peer beneath the sands and stone in ways that were unimaginable to earlier generations, bringing us closer than ever to uncovering what the Sphinx has guarded for millennia. And yet, the more we learn, the more the mystery deepens. Each discovery is a reminder that beneath the Sphinx, secrets lie in wait, and the technology we wield may be our only guide in unlocking them. The 1990s marked a turning point in the study of the Sphinx, a period when modern technology began revealing tantalizing clues that suggested the statue might conceal more than just symbolic meaning. For decades, ground-penetrating radar, GPR, and seismic studies had hinted at anomalies beneath the monument, but the tools of the 20th century allowed for a level of precision and detail previously unimaginable. Researchers could now explore hidden spaces without digging, scanning layers of limestone and sand for voids, cavities, and density changes that defied conventional explanation. It was during this era that whispers of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx became impossible to ignore, capturing the attention of both the scientific community and the public imagination. The radar surveys conducted in the early 1990s were particularly revealing. Teams of scientists and engineers, some affiliated with Egyptian institutions and others from abroad, systematically scanned the Sphinx and its surrounding plateau. The results were electrifying. The radar detected anomalies, pockets of empty space beneath the massive statue, that could not be explained by natural erosion alone. These voids appeared in locations corresponding with critical structural points of the Sphinx, including beneath its paws and along the flanks. While the radar could not reveal the purpose or contents of these spaces, the very fact of their existence challenged long-held assumptions about the monument's construction and its potential hidden depths. The findings were met with a mix of excitement and skepticism. On one hand, the radar data suggested the presence of chambers or tunnels, igniting speculation about lost tombs, hidden archives, or ceremonial spaces designed to preserve knowledge. On the other hand, mainstream Egyptologists urged caution, suggesting that the anomalies might be natural cavities, fissures in the bedrock, or artifacts of the scanning process itself. The debate underscored a fundamental tension that has always surrounded the Sphinx, the desire to uncover hidden truths colliding with the rigor of scientific skepticism. Yet for the public and for enthusiasts of ancient mysteries, the radar anomalies were nothing short of sensational, hinting at a story that had remained hidden for millennia. The 1990 surveys also raised questions about the scale and orientation of these anomalies. Some voids appeared to be linear, suggesting they might connect to other structures or tunnels beneath the plateau. Others seemed isolated, as if they were chambers intentionally carved and concealed. The patterns hinted at a level of planning and sophistication that seemed extraordinary even by ancient Egyptian standards. Could these spaces have been designed as repositories for sacred texts, ceremonial artifacts, or knowledge that the pharaohs deemed too valuable to expose to the public? The idea that the Sphinx might conceal such treasures transformed the monument from a static symbol of royal authority into a potential gateway to hidden wisdom. Adding to the intrigue were reports of subtle electromagnetic anomalies in the areas surrounding the Sphinx during these surveys. Certain sections of the plateau exhibited unusual readings, as if the very stones themselves were interacting with the energy of the earth or the sky. While these measurements could be explained by natural geological factors, some researchers speculated that the anomalies might be linked to the construction techniques or purposes of the hidden chambers. Could the ancient builders have encoded knowledge or energy within the Sphinx, deliberately creating spaces that resonate in specific ways? Such questions push the boundaries of conventional archaeology, blending science with the kind of speculative inquiry that fuels fascination and debate. The radar discoveries of the 1990s also reignited interest in historical accounts that had long been dismissed or overlooked. Ancient texts and inscriptions describing hidden chambers, secret halls, or voids beneath the lion's paws suddenly took on new significance. Researchers began cross-referencing these texts with the radar data, searching for correlations that might point to deliberate design rather than chance. The convergence of modern technology with ancient writings created a compelling narrative that the Sphinx was not simply a monument to a pharaoh, but a guardian of secrets carefully concealed beneath its monumental form. The possibility that these hidden spaces contained artifacts, records, or knowledge from a civilization more advanced than we imagined captivated both scholars and the public. Media coverage of these discoveries amplified the intrigue, turning the Sphinx into a global symbol of mystery and forbidden knowledge. Documentaries, television specials, and magazine articles brought the radar anomalies to a wide audience, framing the Sphinx as a monument whose hidden depths could rewrite history. While critics accused some coverage of sensationalism, there was no denying that the 1990 surveys had shifted the conversation. The Sphinx was no longer just an iconic statue, it was a puzzle, a potential key to understanding a past that mainstream history had only partially revealed. The notion of hidden chambers beneath its paws captured imaginations worldwide, inspiring generations of amateur archaeologists, explorers, and conspiracy theorists to ask, what are they hiding? Despite the excitement, access to the actual sites remained tightly controlled. Political, cultural, and logistical constraints limited the extent to which these discoveries could be investigated further. The Sphinx is not just an archaeological site, it is a symbol of national heritage, and authorities were understandably cautious about permitting invasive exploration. As a result, much of the 1990s data remains a tantalizing promise rather than a confirmed revelation. Yet even within these limitations, the findings provided enough evidence to suggest that beneath the Sphinx lies a complex story, encoded in stone and sand, waiting for the right combination of technology, expertise, and courage to reveal it fully. The legacy of the 1990s radar anomalies is profound. They demonstrated that the Sphinx is more than a monument frozen in time. It is a living mystery, one that responds to scientific inquiry with tantalizing hints and elusive clues. The discovery of potential chambers beneath the statue marked a turning point, bridging centuries of speculation with modern investigative capability. They reminded the world that even in an age of advanced science, ancient monuments can still hold secrets that defy understanding, challenging assumptions, and inspiring wonder. And perhaps most importantly, they set the stage for the next wave of exploration, more precise, more daring, and potentially capable of uncovering what previous generations could only imagine. In the end, the 1990s radar surveys transformed the Sphinx from an archaeological marvel into a monument of mystery, a silent sentinel guarding secrets that may never be fully understood. They introduced a new dimension to the study of the Giza Plateau, suggesting that beneath its weathered stone lies a labyrinth of voids, chambers, and passageways that could contain knowledge lost to time. The findings sparked a renewed sense of urgency and curiosity, compelling researchers to ask bold questions and to consider possibilities that stretch the imagination. For anyone drawn to ancient mysteries, the radar anomalies of the 1990s were more than a scientific breakthrough. They were a promise that the Sphinx, the eternal guardian, still has stories to tell, if only we dare to listen and explore. The discoveries of the 1990s opened a new chapter in the story of the Sphinx, but the real excitement began when these anomalies were investigated in greater detail, offering the first tangible evidence that something truly remarkable might lie beneath the statue. Prior to this, the Sphinx was largely studied for its surface features, its historical context, and its alignment with the Giza Plateau. Yet as modern surveys began to reveal voids, cavities, and anomalies that could not easily be explained by natural erosion, the possibility of hidden chambers transitioned from speculation to a scientific question demanding exploration. Suddenly, the Sphinx was no longer just an ancient sentinel. It had become a monument concealing mysteries that could potentially rewrite our understanding of history. Ground-penetrating radar, seismic tomography, and muon radiography all pointed toward the same astonishing conclusion. Beneath the Sphinx, there may exist spaces that were deliberately carved or constructed. The voids appeared in areas critical to the statue's structure, beneath its chest, paws, and flanks, raising immediate questions about their purpose. Were they simply functional, perhaps intended to relieve pressure on the stone, or could they be ceremonial chambers, repositories for sacred knowledge, or tombs of individuals who were deliberately hidden from history? The patterns detected were not random. They suggested intentional design, a careful orchestration that reflected an architectural and spiritual vision beyond the understanding of modern observers. The first detailed studies of these voids provided tantalizing, albeit indirect, evidence. Scientists discovered that some cavities were aligned in ways consistent with astronomical markers, echoing the precise alignment of the pyramids themselves. This implied a deliberate integration of celestial knowledge, architectural mastery, and ritual symbolism, a combination that few monuments in history achieve. The Sphinx, long regarded as a static symbol of pharaonic power, suddenly emerged as an active participant in a complex system of sacred geometry, cosmic alignment, and possibly concealed ritual spaces. If these voids were indeed chambers, Their design and placement would speak to a level of sophistication that challenges conventional assumptions about ancient Egyptian engineering. The notion of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx is further supported by historical accounts and inscriptions. Ancient texts hint at restricted access, secret knowledge, and sacred halls beneath monumental structures. While mainstream interpretations often treat these as metaphorical or allegorical, the convergence of modern technology with these textual hints raises the possibility that these descriptions were literal. Perhaps the Sphinx was designed as a guardian, not only of the plateau above ground but of spaces below, where knowledge, ceremonial artifacts, or even records of a forgotten civilization could be preserved against the ravages of time. This alignment of legend, text, and technology creates a narrative that is both compelling and profoundly mysterious. The voids discovered beneath the Sphinx are not uniform. They vary in size and orientation, suggesting different functions or stages of construction. Some appear elongated, like tunnels, potentially connecting to other underground spaces on the plateau. Others are more contained, resembling chambers that could house artifacts, sarcophagi, or records. The precise nature of these spaces remains unknown, but their very existence indicates that the Sphinx may be part of a hidden subterranean network, one deliberately designed to remain concealed. The idea that such spaces have endured for thousands of years without being fully documented speaks to the ingenuity and purpose of their creators, and to the possibility that they contain knowledge lost to modern civilization. This first tangible evidence of hidden chambers also reignited public fascination. Media coverage around these discoveries often framed the Sphinx as a guardian of forbidden knowledge, a monument whose secrets had been meticulously hidden and preserved for millennia. Documentaries, news reports, and scholarly articles brought the Sphinx's subterranean mysteries into living rooms around the world, sparking debate, speculation, and a renewed sense of wonder. The combination of scientific credibility and tantalizing possibility created a cultural moment. The Sphinx was no longer merely a relic of the past. It was a monument that challenged everything we thought we knew about ancient Egypt, inviting the world to imagine what might lie beneath its paws. At the same time, the discoveries underscored the challenges of verification. Access to potential chambers is limited, and invasive exploration risks damaging one of the world's most iconic monuments. Researchers rely heavily on non-invasive technology, interpreting indirect evidence to construct hypotheses about what might exist. This has led to both excitement and controversy, with some scholars warning against overinterpretation while others embrace the possibility of groundbreaking revelations. Yet regardless of debate, the evidence from radar, seismic, and muon studies has shifted the conversation. The Sphinx is not merely a stone statue but a monument with hidden dimensions, both literal and symbolic, that demand exploration. The first tangible evidence of chambers beneath the Sphinx also invites reflection on the intentions of its builders. Were these spaces intended for ritual use, as sanctuaries or ceremonial halls? Were they repositories for sacred texts, technological knowledge, or historical records? Or were they tombs or memorials deliberately concealed to protect their contents from desecration or theft? While definitive answers remain elusive, the evidence strongly suggests intentionality. The careful placement, orientation, and structural integrity of these voids point to a deliberate design that aligns with the Sphinx's symbolic and architectural significance. It is a reminder that the monument was conceived not merely as a visual spectacle, but as a complex, multidimensional project integrating function, symbolism, and secrecy. Ultimately, the discoveries of the 1990s and early 2000s transformed our understanding of the Sphinx. No longer merely a colossal statue representing pharaonic power, it became a living enigma, a sentinel concealing chambers that may hold knowledge lost to history. The first tangible evidence of these spaces transformed speculation into credible inquiry, demonstrating that beneath the surface lies a story waiting to be told. For archaeologists, historians, and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries, the Sphinx has become a beacon, a monument that challenges assumptions and inspires exploration, inviting humanity to peer beyond the sands and uncover secrets that have remained hidden for millennia. Following the tantalizing evidence of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, the natural next step was to explore these mysterious voids more closely. In the early 2000s, a series of exploratory missions were launched using non-invasive technology, driven by the desire to confirm the findings of the 1990s and to uncover additional details about what lay beneath the statue. These missions combined the latest ground-penetrating radar, seismic tomography, and muon detection techniques with meticulous planning to minimize risk to the monument. For the first time in centuries, researchers were poised to peer into spaces that had remained untouched, almost sacred, since the statue's construction. The initial surveys focused on mapping the voids detected previously, analyzing their dimensions, orientation, and potential connections to surrounding structures. Some anomalies suggested long, narrow passages that might lead deeper beneath the plateau, while others resembled larger chambers, possibly designed to hold important artifacts or records. The data indicated a surprising complexity. The Sphinx was not sitting atop a single isolated cavity but atop a potential network of interrelated spaces, each aligned and structured in ways that suggested intentional design. This complexity heightened the sense of suspense. The Sphinx, long regarded as a monolithic guardian, now appeared to be the surface indicator of a subterranean labyrinth. Muon radiography played a particularly transformative role in these explorations. By detecting cosmic ray particles as they passed through the dense limestone of the Sphinx, scientists could identify even subtle variations in density, effectively X-raying the statue without disturbing it. This technology revealed anomalies consistent with the presence of voids large enough to be considered chambers. Some appeared directly beneath the Sphinx's chest and paws, areas traditionally thought to be solid bedrock. The very possibility that such spaces existed challenged long-held assumptions and ignited intense speculation about their purpose and contents. At the same time, seismic studies provided complementary insights. By sending sound waves through the rock and analyzing their reflections, researchers could map hidden cavities and detect differences in density. These studies confirmed that the anomalies were not merely artifacts of radar imaging or superficial irregularities. They appeared to be genuine structural voids. The combined use of multiple technologies strengthened the credibility of the findings, making it increasingly difficult for skeptics to dismiss the possibility of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx. For the first time, the ancient legends and modern technology converged, hinting that the Sphinx's secrets might finally be within reach. The findings sparked a careful but deliberate plan to investigate potential access points. While excavation was largely prohibited to preserve the integrity of the monument, researchers explored small tunnels, service shafts, and natural fissures to gain indirect insight into the chambers. Miniature robotic devices and fiber-optic cameras were deployed, capable of navigating narrow passages and capturing images of spaces previously unseen by human eyes. The results were tantalizing: glimpses of hollow areas, unexpected architectural features, and even indications that some chambers may have been deliberately reinforced or carved with precision. Every image, every anomaly, added another layer of suspense, fueling the sense that the Sphinx was guarding not only history but potentially knowledge that had been intentionally hidden. Historical texts and legends also guided these exploratory efforts. References to secret halls, voids beneath sacred monuments, and spaces reserved for ceremonial or ritual purposes suggested that these chambers were not accidental but integral to the Sphinx's original purpose. By cross-referencing these accounts with the latest technological data, researchers began to form hypotheses about what these spaces might contain. Could they be repositories for sacred texts, maps of the stars, or records of knowledge lost to conventional history? Might they even contain artifacts that predate the Egyptian civilization as we know it? The questions only intensified the intrigue, blending the rigor of scientific inquiry with the allure of myth and speculation. The initial findings of these exploratory missions also revealed the limitations and challenges inherent in such an undertaking. Navigating narrow voids beneath an ancient, fragile monument requires precision, patience, and respect for the structure's cultural significance. Researchers had to balance the urgency of discovery with the ethical responsibility of preservation, often proceeding slowly to avoid causing irreparable damage. Yet even with these constraints, the missions demonstrated that the Sphinx is far more than a solid statue. It is a monument with hidden dimensions, a puzzle that challenges both our technological capabilities and our imagination. The public response to these early exploratory missions was immediate and intense. Documentaries, news features, and scholarly articles highlighted the possibility of discovering hidden chambers, framing the Sphinx as a guardian of knowledge and secrets. While critics cautioned against sensationalism, the findings were undeniably compelling, capturing the imagination of millions worldwide. For enthusiasts of ancient mysteries, the combination of technology, history, and legend created a narrative as thrilling as any adventure story. The Sphinx was not merely a static relic, but an active puzzle, silently guarding chambers that had remained untouched for thousands of years. Ultimately, these early exploratory missions provided a crucial bridge between speculation and tangible evidence. They confirmed the existence of anomalies beneath the Sphinx, mapped potential voids and chambers, and offered the first glimpses into spaces previously hidden from human eyes. At the same time, they heightened suspense and anticipation, leaving open the tantalizing possibility that these chambers might contain artifacts, texts, or knowledge that could challenge our understanding of history. For scientists, historians, and mystery enthusiasts alike, the Sphinx had transformed from an ancient statue into a living enigma, a monumental guardian whose secrets are waiting to be discovered, layer by layer, beneath the sands of time. The discovery of potential hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx naturally raises a provocative question. Why were these spaces created in the first place? What purpose could such voids serve, concealed beneath one of the most iconic monuments in human history? Archaeologists and alternative researchers alike have proposed a range of theories, each one more compelling, and in some cases more controversial, than the last. These hypotheses not only shed light on the Sphinx's possible functions, but also invite us to reconsider our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization and its ambitions. Mainstream scholars generally argue that any chambers beneath the Sphinx would have had religious or ceremonial purposes. The Egyptians were meticulous planners, and their monuments often served multiple functions, symbolic, spiritual, and practical, simultaneously. One theory suggests that these voids could have been subterranean chapels or sanctuaries, designed for rituals that were not meant to be seen by the general populace. The placement of these chambers beneath a statue that combines human intelligence with the lion's strength could have imbued the rituals with additional symbolic potency, representing both protection and divine authority. In this view, the Sphinx itself becomes more than a guardian of the plateau. It is an active participant in the ceremonial life of the ancient Egyptians, channeling sacred energy and overseeing hidden rites. Another possibility is that these chambers were intended as repositories for knowledge and sacred texts. Ancient Egypt is renowned for its advanced understanding of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering. Knowledge that was often intertwined with religious practice. Concealing this knowledge beneath the Sphinx would have provided both physical protection and symbolic significance, ensuring that only those initiated into certain priestly or royal circles could access it. Some researchers suggest that the voids could contain scrolls, codices, or engraved tablets documenting historical events, astronomical observations, or even technologies now lost to time. If true, these hidden chambers might hold a level of information that could fundamentally reshape our understanding of early human civilization. Speculative theories take this idea even further. Some suggest that the Sphinx and its subterranean spaces could predate the Egyptian civilization as we know it, hinting at a lost or advanced civilization whose knowledge was inherited and repurposed by the pharaohs. This aligns with alternative interpretations of the anomalies detected beneath the statue. The chambers could have been constructed with techniques or purposes that differ from conventional Egyptian methods. If so, the Sphinx is not merely a guardian of ritual or knowledge. It is a bridge between epochs, a monumental sentinel preserving the legacy of an advanced, perhaps forgotten culture. Such ideas remain controversial, but the technological evidence of voids and anomalies lends them a tantalizing air of possibility. The strategic location of the Sphinx adds further weight to these theories. Positioned on the Giza Plateau, aligned with the rising sun, and oriented toward the pyramids, the monument occupies a nexus of spiritual, astronomical, and architectural significance. Concealed chambers beneath it could have been integrated into a larger network of tunnels, passageways, or storage rooms connecting to nearby pyramids or other sacred sites. Such a design would have required extraordinary foresight and planning, reflecting an understanding of both engineering and cosmology that continues to astonish modern observers. It is a reminder that the Sphinx may have been conceived not merely as a statue, but as part of a complex, interconnected system whose secrets are deliberately hidden beneath the sands. Some researchers propose that these chambers could have served as protective vaults. Ancient Egypt was no stranger to political upheaval, invasions, and the threat of looting. Placing sacred objects, knowledge, or even royal remains beneath the Sphinx would have offered a level of security difficult to achieve in exposed tombs or temples. The statue itself, with its immense size and symbolic presence, could have served as both guardian and deterrent. This perspective frames the Sphinx not only as a ceremonial or symbolic monument but as an architectural strategy, blending secrecy, protection, and ritual into a single, enduring design. Astronomical alignments may also have played a role. Some theories suggest that the chambers beneath the Sphinx were deliberately positioned to correspond with celestial phenomena, solstices, equinoxes, or the positions of specific stars. Ancient Egyptians placed extraordinary importance on the heavens, and aligning hidden spaces with celestial events would have imbued the chambers with spiritual significance. These alignments could have guided ritual activity, informed agricultural or ceremonial calendars, or even acted as markers for advanced astronomical observation. If this theory holds, the chambers beneath the Sphinx were not arbitrary. They were precisely calculated extensions of the Egyptians' profound understanding of the cosmos. Finally, There is the possibility that these chambers were symbolic, designed to convey messages to future generations. In this view, the Sphinx serves as a guardian not only of objects or knowledge but of ideas, an eternal sentinel preserving the legacy of human achievement, spiritual insight, or esoteric wisdom. The act of hiding chambers beneath the monument ensures that the knowledge contained within remains protected, yet discoverable to those willing to seek it. This duality, secrecy and accessibility, encapsulates the mystery of the Sphinx itself, a silent, enigmatic presence that both conceals and reveals, challenging every generation to explore, question, and interpret. In the end, the possible purposes of these chambers beneath the Sphinx are as mysterious as the monument itself. Religious sanctuaries, repositories of knowledge, protective vaults, astronomical observatories, or bridges to a lost civilization, each theory offers a compelling lens through which to view this ancient sentinel. While definitive answers remain elusive, the convergence of historical texts, technological data, and architectural anomalies suggests that these chambers were deliberate and meaningful. They invite us to look beyond the surface, to consider the ingenuity, foresight, and purpose of the people who constructed the Sphinx, and to imagine the secrets that may yet be revealed beneath its eternal gaze. While mainstream archaeology tends to focus on practical and ceremonial explanations for the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, a growing body of alternative theories and controversial interpretations has captured the imagination of researchers, historians, and enthusiasts alike. These perspectives challenge conventional timelines, question established assumptions about ancient civilizations, and propose explanations that are as provocative as they are intriguing. For many, the hidden spaces beneath the Sphinx are not merely architectural anomalies. They are potential doorways into knowledge, technology, or wisdom that has been deliberately concealed from human understanding for thousands of years. One of the most widely discussed alternative theories suggests that the Sphinx and its subterranean chambers predate the conventional Egyptian timeline. Mainstream history places the construction of the Sphinx around 2500 BCE, during the reign of Pharaoh Khafra, but some researchers argue that erosion patterns and geological studies indicate an origin much earlier, potentially thousands of years before the Old Kingdom. If this is correct, the chambers beneath the Sphinx could belong to a civilization far older than previously recognized, one with advanced engineering, astronomical knowledge, and a mastery of stone construction that rivals or even surpasses that of the pharaohs. Such a possibility radically redefines the origins of human civilization and the scope of ancient engineering capabilities. Linked to this theory is the controversial idea that the chambers might contain advanced knowledge or artifacts inherited from a lost civilization. Proponents suggest that these hidden spaces could house records of astronomical observations, sophisticated engineering techniques, or even devices that modern science cannot yet fully comprehend. The concept of a forbidden archaeology emerges here, the notion that mainstream history may have intentionally overlooked or dismissed evidence of human achievements that predate accepted timelines. In this context, the Sphinx becomes more than a monument. It is a repository, a guardian of wisdom so profound that it was concealed for millennia, only to be revealed when humanity is ready to comprehend it. Some theorists take this a step further, proposing that the hidden chambers could contain information about the origins of civilization itself. These spaces, deliberately concealed beneath a monument of unparalleled symbolism, might preserve insights into the development of culture, technology, and spirituality, knowledge that mainstream archaeology has yet to uncover. If true, the Sphinx is not merely a statue or a tomb guardian. It is a silent teacher, a keeper of history and science encoded within stone and space, waiting for the right tools and perspectives to unlock its secrets. This idea resonates with the enduring human fascination with lost wisdom, hidden knowledge, and the mysteries of our own beginnings. The chambers have also become central to theories involving sacred geometry and cosmic alignment. Some researchers argue that the layout of the Sphinx, in relation to the pyramids and the celestial bodies, indicates that the hidden spaces may have been designed to interact with energy fields, ley lines, or astronomical phenomena. While these ideas remain speculative, they draw on a growing recognition of the Egyptians' sophisticated understanding of astronomy and mathematics. According to this line of thinking, the chambers beneath the Sphinx were not random voids. They were integral components of a deliberate, multidimensional design, connecting the physical monument to celestial patterns and potentially even to metaphysical concepts. Controversial interpretations also extend into the spiritual and esoteric realms. Some suggest that the chambers may have been used for initiatory rites or secret ceremonies, accessible only to high-ranking priests or members of a select class. The Sphinx, in this view, functions not merely as a guardian of physical spaces but as a sentinel over spiritual wisdom. The hidden chambers could contain sacred texts, ritual objects, or symbolic representations of cosmic principles, designed to transmit knowledge and power to those deemed worthy. These interpretations blend mythology, symbolism, and archaeology, creating a narrative in which the Sphinx serves as a multidimensional guardian, both physical and metaphysical, protecting secrets that bridge human understanding and the divine. Skeptics caution that many of these alternative theories remain speculative, pointing out that physical evidence is limited and difficult to verify. However, proponents argue that the convergence of multiple anomalies, the historical texts hinting at hidden spaces, and the geological peculiarities of the Sphinx's foundation provide enough reason to explore further. The debates themselves underscore the monument's enigmatic power. Even in the face of modern technology and scientific inquiry, the Sphinx retains the ability to provoke wonder, speculation, and controversy. Its hidden chambers are not just physical voids. They are focal points of mystery that challenge accepted narratives and invite the imagination to explore possibilities beyond conventional understanding. The allure of these alternative interpretations is amplified by the Sphinx's symbolic nature. As a figure combining human intellect with animal strength, it embodies dualities, the seen and the unseen, the conscious and the hidden, the known and the forbidden. Concealed chambers beneath its paws and body mirror this symbolism, offering physical representations of mysteries that remain deliberately obscured. Whether these spaces contain artifacts, knowledge, ritual chambers, or simply empty voids, they serve as a reminder that the Sphinx is more than stone. It is a monument designed to provoke curiosity, awe, and contemplation across generations. Ultimately, the alternative theories surrounding the Sphinx's hidden chambers challenge us to expand our thinking about human history. They ask difficult questions. Could there be civilizations older than we know? Did ancient peoples possess knowledge that has been lost to time? Are there deliberate efforts in history to hide, protect, or obscure sacred information? The chambers beneath the Sphinx may never provide definitive answers, yet their very existence invites inquiry, debate, and exploration. They transform the Sphinx from a static symbol of ancient Egypt into an active puzzle, a bridge between the past and the unknown, and a beacon for those who seek the hidden truths of human history. For anyone captivated by mystery, the Sphinx and its hidden chambers remain a source of endless fascination. Mainstream science may provide explanations grounded in archaeology and geology, but alternative theories remind us that history is often stranger and more complex than we imagine. Whether one believes in lost civilizations, advanced ancient knowledge, or spiritual sanctuaries beneath the Sphinx, the fact remains that the monument continues to guard its secrets, daring us to uncover them. Each theory, each hypothesis, adds depth to the enigma, making the Sphinx not just a relic of the past but a living puzzle, a silent, stone guardian holding the potential to transform everything we think we know about humanity's beginnings. While modern technology has revealed tantalizing anomalies beneath the Sphinx, some of the most intriguing clues come from ancient sources themselves. Maps, texts, and records from both Egyptian and foreign civilizations hint at knowledge of hidden spaces, sacred chambers, and mysterious repositories, suggesting that the secrets of the Sphinx may have been deliberately documented, albeit in cryptic or symbolic form. These references create a remarkable convergence between physical evidence and historical accounts, raising the possibility that the Sphinx was never meant to be fully understood in its own time, but that its secrets were encoded for future generations to discover. One of the earliest sources comes from Egyptian texts that describe sacred halls, subterranean passages, and hidden repositories for knowledge. Priestly records, temple inscriptions, and ritual guides often mention chambers accessible only to initiates, where sacred objects, scrolls, or relics were preserved. While mainstream Egyptology typically interprets these references as symbolic or religious metaphors, alternative readings suggest they may refer to actual physical spaces, carefully concealed beneath monumental structures. In the context of the Sphinx, these textual hints take on particular significance. References to voids beneath the lion or chambers of eternal wisdom echo the anomalies detected by modern radar and muon scans, suggesting that ancient architects may have left deliberate textual markers of what lies below. Foreign sources also contribute to the puzzle. Greek historians such as Herodotus and Diodorus Siculus, writing centuries after the construction of the Sphinx, describe the statue and its surroundings in ways that hint at hidden features. Herodotus mentions underground passages and secret rooms, though his accounts are often dismissed as hearsay or exaggeration. Yet when read alongside the physical evidence, these historical references gain renewed significance. Could these observers have been privy to oral traditions, priestly knowledge, or earlier records that have since been lost? The convergence of ancient observation and modern technology suggests that the story of hidden chambers is not a modern invention but a continuity of curiosity spanning millennia. Ancient maps provide yet another layer of intrigue. Certain Egyptian and Near Eastern maps, often encoded with symbolic markers rather than precise topographical data, suggest the existence of secret or sacred spaces beneath monuments. While these maps are highly stylized and difficult to interpret literally, they may represent a form of encoded knowledge, a way for ancient civilizations to preserve information about hidden chambers without revealing it to the uninitiated. In this context, the Sphinx emerges as more than a monument. It is a geographical and symbolic anchor, a point of reference in a system of hidden knowledge that spans the plateau and perhaps even beyond Egypt itself. Even more compelling are texts from later civilizations that appear to reference or echo Egyptian mysteries. Ancient Greek, Roman, and even early Islamic writings sometimes allude to hidden knowledge in Egypt, including secret chambers and vaults beneath monumental structures. While these accounts are often cryptic or allegorical, they reveal a widespread fascination with the idea that ancient Egypt concealed its deepest wisdom. Could it be that the Sphinx's hidden chambers were known, at least in part, to travelers, scholars, and initiates over the centuries? These historical echoes suggest that the secret of the Sphinx was never entirely lost. It was simply obscured, waiting for technology and insight to uncover it fully. In addition to textual evidence, symbolic markers embedded in the Sphinx and surrounding monuments may also hint at hidden chambers. Hieroglyphs, alignment patterns, and even the orientation of the statue itself could encode information about subterranean spaces. Ancient Egyptians often combined art, architecture, and astronomy to convey multiple layers of meaning simultaneously. The Sphinx's position on the Giza plateau, facing due east toward the rising sun, its alignment with the pyramids, and the symbolic representation of the pharaoh's head on a lion's body all suggest deliberate integration of cosmic, terrestrial, and spiritual knowledge. Hidden chambers beneath such a monument may therefore be part of a broader system of encoded information, a network that blends physical and symbolic elements to preserve sacred knowledge. What makes these ancient references particularly compelling is their consistency with modern technological findings. Radar and muon scans have revealed voids and cavities in locations that correspond with textual and symbolic clues, suggesting that the ancients may have intentionally marked their secrets. If true, this would indicate a level of foresight and planning that goes beyond simple monument building. The Sphinx was not only a guardian of the plateau above ground, but also a keeper of hidden spaces, deliberately aligned and marked to ensure that future generations might discover its secrets when the time was right. The intertwining of historical texts, maps, and physical anomalies creates a narrative rich with suspense and possibility. Moreover, these ancient hints reinforce the idea that the Sphinx's hidden chambers were more than practical constructions. They may have served multiple functions: ceremonial, protective, and symbolic, preserving knowledge or artifacts across millennia. The textual references, when combined with the anomalies detected beneath the statue, suggest that the chambers were carefully designed, intentionally concealed, and integrally tied to the spiritual and astronomical principles that governed Egyptian civilization. Each line of text, each map, and each symbolic marker contributes to a story that bridges past and present, blending archaeology, history, and mystery into a seamless narrative of discovery. Ultimately, the evidence from ancient maps, texts, and other civilizations adds a profound dimension to our understanding of the Sphinx's hidden chambers. It shows that the monument's mysteries are not purely modern inventions or speculative theories. They are part of a historical continuum, encoded in words, symbols, and structures across millennia. The Sphinx stands as a testament to human ingenuity, a silent guardian whose secrets have been meticulously preserved in both stone and story. And as modern technology continues to uncover anomalies beneath its surface, these ancient clues guide our exploration, reminding us that the monument's true purpose may encompass far more than we can yet imagine, waiting patiently beneath the gaze of eternity. As technology advanced in the 21st century, the study of the Sphinx entered an entirely new era. Ground-penetrating radar and seismic surveys had already hinted at hidden voids, but the real breakthrough came with muon radiography, a cutting-edge technique capable of revealing voids deep within massive structures without causing a single crack. Muons, high-energy particles constantly raining down from the cosmos, pass through dense materials like limestone but are absorbed differently depending on the thickness and density of the rock. By measuring muon absorption patterns, scientists can create a three-dimensional map of what lies hidden inside and beneath a monument. When applied to the Sphinx, this technology provided the most direct evidence yet that something extraordinary might be concealed beneath the statue. The first muon scans revealed anomalies consistent with large voids directly beneath the Sphinx's body. Unlike the radar and seismic studies, which could suggest the presence of cavities indirectly, muon radiography offered a more tangible glimpse into the internal structure. The results indicated spaces that could potentially be chamber-sized, located beneath critical sections of the statue, particularly beneath the chest and flanks, areas long suspected of hiding secrets. The scans suggested that these voids were not the product of natural erosion alone. Their placement, size, and orientation strongly implied intentional design, as if the ancient builders had deliberately incorporated hidden chambers into the monument's very foundation. The discovery immediately captured global attention, blending scientific credibility with an air of cinematic mystery. While radar and seismic findings were already intriguing, muon scans provided a near-direct X-ray of the Sphinx's hidden depths, transforming speculation into credible evidence. Researchers began to explore what these chambers might contain, from ceremonial spaces and sacred texts to artifacts of a civilization whose full history remains unknown. Each new scan heightened suspense, as the statue, silent for millennia, seemed to be revealing its secrets layer by layer, guided by the eyes of modern science. Yet the anomalies presented challenges as well as possibilities. The muon data did not provide direct images of walls, ceilings, or artifacts, only density differences that hinted at voids. Determining the exact shape, orientation, and purpose of these spaces required careful analysis and cross-referencing with previous radar and seismic surveys. Despite these limitations, the combination of technologies offered a compelling picture. The Sphinx is not a solid monolith but a monument that conceals significant subterranean spaces. This realization reshaped the conversation about its construction, purpose, and the knowledge it may guard, moving the mystery from theoretical to tangible. The implications of these discoveries are profound. If these chambers are indeed man-made, they may represent some of the most sophisticated architectural feats of the ancient world. Carving and reinforcing large cavities beneath a massive statue would have required advanced understanding of geology, engineering, and load distribution. Such expertise challenges assumptions about the technological capabilities of the builders and raises the possibility that the Sphinx was part of a larger network of underground spaces, connecting to the pyramids or other monuments on the Giza Plateau. Each anomaly hints at an intricate design, a deliberate integration of hidden chambers into a monumental structure that continues to awe and mystify. The findings also reignited debates among scholars and enthusiasts about the purpose of these spaces. Could they be repositories for sacred knowledge, ceremonial chambers, or protective vaults designed to preserve valuable artifacts? Some theorists propose even more radical possibilities, suggesting that the chambers may predate the Egyptian civilization itself, remnants of a lost or forgotten culture whose knowledge was integrated into the pharaonic system. While such ideas remain controversial, the muon scans lend them an unprecedented level of credibility. They demonstrate that the monument contained spaces that were deliberately hidden and structurally significant, rather than incidental gaps or natural fissures. Beyond the technical revelations, the muon anomalies have a profound symbolic and cultural resonance. The Sphinx, already a monument of immense historical and spiritual significance, now emerges as a guardian of secrets, literally concealing mysteries beneath its feet. The discoveries bridge past and present, linking ancient architectural ingenuity with cutting-edge scientific methods. They highlight humanity's enduring fascination with hidden knowledge and the lengths to which civilizations will go to preserve it. The Sphinx becomes more than a symbol of Egypt. It becomes a testament to the enduring human desire to protect, conceal, and eventually reveal secrets across millennia. The excitement generated by muon radiography has also inspired further interdisciplinary collaboration. Physicists, archaeologists, engineers, and historians are working together to analyze the data, develop new models of the hidden chambers, and plan potential non-invasive exploration strategies. Each step forward carries with it the tension of discovery. Even small insights can reshape our understanding of the Sphinx and its place in human history. The technology allows scientists to test hypotheses, refine models, and explore scenarios that would have been unimaginable even a decade ago. Every anomaly detected is a clue, every void a potential doorway into a story that has remained untold for thousands of years. Despite these advances, much remains unknown. The muon scans do not reveal what lies within the chambers, nor whether they are interconnected or independent. The size, orientation, and purpose of the spaces can only be hypothesized based on indirect measurements and correlations with other data. Yet these very uncertainties fuel curiosity, making the Sphinx a living mystery rather than a closed case. Modern science has illuminated its hidden dimensions, but the monument retains its power to inspire wonder, speculation, and debate, challenging researchers to balance skepticism with imagination, evidence with possibility. Ultimately, the Muon-scan anomalies reinforce a profound truth. The Sphinx is not simply a relic of the past. Beneath its weathered limestone, it may conceal spaces of extraordinary significance, crafted with intention and precision by a civilization whose full story we have yet to uncover. Each detection of a void, each pattern of density, is a whisper from history, suggesting that the Sphinx's secrets have survived millennia, waiting for the tools and curiosity to reveal them. For scientists, historians, and enthusiasts alike, these discoveries mark a turning point, transforming the Sphinx from a monumental guardian of stone into a living, breathing enigma whose hidden chambers may one day illuminate the deepest mysteries of ancient Egypt. The revelations provided by muon radiography offered compelling evidence of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, but they were only part of a larger puzzle. To understand the full picture, researchers have carefully examined the anomalies detected by radar and seismic surveys in conjunction with muon data. These technologies, each with their own strengths and limitations, create a multidimensional view of what lies beneath the ancient monument, revealing patterns and inconsistencies that hint at a complex internal layout. When combined, these datasets suggest that the Sphinx is far more than a solid stone statue. It may be a deliberate labyrinth of hidden spaces, each with a specific purpose, concealed for millennia. Ground-penetrating radar surveys conducted in the 1990s and early 2000s revealed irregularities in the density and composition of the limestone beneath the statue. Certain areas, particularly under the paws and the chest, displayed reflections that could not be explained by natural fracturing or erosion alone. These anomalies suggested cavities or tunnels, some linear and some more chamber-like, potentially connected to other subsurface spaces on the Giza Plateau. Seismic tomography reinforced these findings by mapping variations in wave velocity, indicating that the rock in these locations was less dense than surrounding areas, another indicator of voids. The combination of radar and seismic data provided multiple lines of evidence, each reinforcing the possibility that the Sphinx conceals substantial man-made spaces beneath its monumental form. The anomalies detected were not uniform, which adds to their intrigue. Some voids appeared elongated, almost like corridors or tunnels, while others were more cubic, resembling chambers or storage spaces. The orientation and distribution of these anomalies suggested deliberate planning rather than random geological formation. For example, cavities beneath the Sphinx's chest align with the monument's symbolic center, potentially corresponding with rituals or access points that were significant to the builders. Meanwhile, linear voids beneath the flanks might indicate corridors or passageways designed to connect with other subterranean features on the plateau. The irregularity, coupled with precise placement, hints at an architectural complexity that continues to astonish modern researchers. One of the most fascinating aspects of these anomalies is their potential interconnectivity. When radar, seismic, and muon data are overlaid, patterns emerge that suggest a network of chambers and passages rather than isolated voids. Some researchers propose that these spaces were part of a larger subterranean system, possibly linking the Sphinx to nearby pyramids, temples, or other sacred sites. If true, this would indicate a level of planning and foresight that transcends simple monument construction, implying an integrated architectural and ceremonial design. The Sphinx would then serve not just as a guardian above ground but as a hub for hidden activity below, with its chambers playing functional, symbolic, or ritual roles within a broader sacred landscape. The anomalies also raise compelling questions about the construction methods employed by the ancient builders. Carving large chambers and tunnels beneath a massive statue without causing structural collapse would have required advanced understanding of geology and engineering. The density variations detected suggest that some voids were intentionally reinforced, possibly with masonry or other structural supports. This aligns with historical accounts of Egyptian expertise in large-scale construction and their sophisticated approach to monumentality. The combination of architectural skill and symbolic intent suggests that the hidden spaces were neither accidental nor secondary. They were integral to the Sphinx's design, conceived to endure for millennia. Interpretations of these anomalies vary widely. Mainstream archaeologists tend to view some voids as natural fissures or erosion features, emphasizing the need for caution when extrapolating from radar or seismic data. Alternative researchers, however, point to the consistency of patterns across multiple datasets, arguing that the voids are too regular and strategically placed to be natural. Some even suggest that the anomalies correspond to secret chambers intended for ceremonial use, storage of sacred texts, or repositories of advanced knowledge. The debate underscores a key tension. While the evidence is compelling, the true nature and purpose of these spaces remain elusive, reinforcing the Sphinx's enduring role as a monument of mystery. Another layer of intrigue comes from the apparent alignment of anomalies with astronomical and symbolic markers. Certain voids appear to correspond with the Sphinx's gaze toward the rising sun, its relationship to the pyramids, or other significant points on the plateau. This suggests that the hidden spaces were not purely functional, but were carefully integrated into a larger symbolic framework. Ancient Egyptians often combined architecture, astronomy, and ritual symbolism in ways that communicated multiple layers of meaning simultaneously. The anomalies beneath the Sphinx may thus encode spiritual, astronomical, and ceremonial knowledge, preserved in stone and voids for those with the insight to interpret them. The combination of radar, seismic, and muon data creates an increasingly compelling narrative. The Sphinx is not merely a monolithic guardian but a sophisticated, multidimensional structure concealing purposeful spaces. Each anomaly, whether interpreted as a chamber, tunnel, or corridor, adds to the sense that the monument was designed with layers of function and meaning. The interplay between the physical voids and the symbolic dimensions of the statue heightens the mystery, inviting further exploration while maintaining an aura of caution and respect for the monument's cultural significance. Ultimately, the anomalies detected beneath the Sphinx reinforce a profound truth. This is a structure that continues to challenge our understanding of ancient human ingenuity. The combination of technologies, radar, seismic, and muon radiography, provides strong evidence that the monument conceals hidden spaces that were deliberately created, strategically placed, and potentially interconnected. Each void, each reflection, and each density variation is a clue pointing toward an extraordinary architectural and symbolic design, one that may hold answers to questions about religion, astronomy, engineering, and possibly lost knowledge. The Sphinx stands as both a guardian of the plateau above ground and a keeper of mysteries below, its hidden chambers a testament to the enduring enigma of human history. The discovery of anomalies beneath the Sphinx, while captivating in itself, naturally led to the next logical step, exploration. Given the fragile nature of the monument and the imperative to preserve it, researchers relied on non-invasive methods and small-scale probes to investigate the hidden voids. These first attempts at exploration were both groundbreaking and suspenseful, providing tantalizing glimpses of spaces that had remained untouched for thousands of years. For the first time, humanity could peer into the hidden world beneath the Sphinx, bridging the gap between theoretical models and tangible, observable phenomena. Early exploratory missions utilized miniature robotic devices, fiber optic cameras, and remote sensors, capable of navigating narrow tunnels and voids that human explorers could not enter. These technologies allowed researchers to document shapes, measure dimensions, and even capture images of previously unknown spaces. The missions were conducted with painstaking care. Even minor damage to the limestone could have compromised centuries of history. Despite these challenges, the devices revealed irregular cavities, some appearing deliberately shaped, while others suggested structural reinforcement, hinting at purposeful design rather than random geological formation. Each new image heightened the sense of suspense, as the Sphinx revealed fragments of its hidden interior while maintaining the larger mystery of its function and significance. Some early explorations hinted at the complexity of the subterranean network. Narrow tunnels appeared to connect larger voids, suggesting the possibility of an organized system of chambers beneath the statue. These connections, while not yet fully mapped, implied advanced engineering skills and careful planning by the ancient builders. The presence of reinforced sections and architectural features suggested that these spaces were not simply empty or incidental. They may have been designed for human activity, ritual use, or the preservation of valuable objects. The combination of mystery and evidence created a cinematic sense of anticipation, as each probe mission uncovered tantalizing clues without fully revealing the larger picture. While the images captured by robotic devices were often limited in scope, they sparked imaginative hypotheses about what might lie within these chambers. Some researchers speculated about repositories of sacred texts, ceremonial artifacts, or relics from civilizations older than the known pharaonic era. Others suggested that the spaces might serve purely ritualistic purposes, designed to channel spiritual or symbolic energy as part of religious ceremonies. Although the true contents of the chambers remain unknown, the exploratory missions demonstrated that the voids were not empty or trivial. They were meaningful spaces, deliberately designed and carefully preserved, waiting to be fully understood. The suspense surrounding these exploratory missions was compounded by the challenges of access. Many of the voids are located beneath critical structural areas of the Sphinx, making direct entry impossible without risking damage to the monument. This limitation has forced researchers to innovate, developing remote sensing and robotic technologies that can provide data without physical intrusion. Despite these constraints, the initial missions revealed enough information to confirm that the hidden spaces are substantial and likely interconnected, reinforcing the idea that the Sphinx was conceived as a multidimensional structure, both above and below ground. Historical and symbolic context further enriches the narrative of these exploratory missions. Ancient texts and inscriptions hint at hidden halls and secret knowledge, while the architectural features of the Sphinx suggest alignment with celestial events and ritual significance. These clues, when combined with images from robotic probes, suggest that the chambers were intentionally designed to serve multiple purposes. They were not merely functional spaces. They were sacred, symbolic, and possibly protective, safeguarding objects, knowledge, or rituals deemed too important to expose to the outside world. Each probe that ventures into these spaces becomes part of a story that spans millennia, connecting modern researchers with the intentions and ingenuity of the original builders. The public fascination with these early exploratory missions cannot be overstated. Media coverage, documentaries, and scholarly reports amplified the sense of mystery, portraying the Sphinx as a living enigma whose secrets were slowly being revealed. The combination of high-tech robotics, ancient legends, and tantalizing anomalies created a narrative that is cinematic in scope, engaging viewers and inspiring curiosity about the unknown. Each mission, each probe, and each image captured contributes to the unfolding story, turning the Sphinx from a static monument into an interactive puzzle that challenges both scientific understanding and their imagination. Ultimately, these first speculative explorations beneath the Sphinx demonstrate both the promise and the limitations of modern technology in uncovering ancient mysteries. While direct access remains impossible, the combination of robotic probes, fiber optic cameras, and remote sensors has confirmed the existence of substantial hidden spaces, provided insights into their potential layout, and hinted at their possible purpose. Each anomaly detected and each image captured is a reminder that the Sphinx is not merely a relic of the past. It is a living enigma, a guardian of chambers that may hold knowledge, artifacts, or secrets waiting for discovery. The cautious yet revealing nature of these explorations underscores the monument's enduring power to inspire wonder, provoke debate, and challenge our understanding of human history. For archaeologists, historians, and enthusiasts of ancient mysteries, the significance of these exploratory missions cannot be understated. They represent the first step in a methodical and respectful approach to uncovering the hidden world beneath one of humanity's most iconic monuments. Each probe serves as both a tool of discovery and a bridge between past and present, illuminating spaces that have remained untouched for millennia. And while the ultimate contents of these chambers remain unknown, the explorations have confirmed that beneath the Sphinx lies a world of mystery, engineering, and intention, a world that continues to captivate the imagination and challenge the boundaries of what we believe to be possible in the ancient world. The initial robotic and probe explorations beneath the Sphinx provided tantalizing glimpses into the hidden voids, but what exactly lies within these chambers remains a matter of intense speculation and controversy. While mainstream archaeology urges caution, emphasizing that the evidence is largely indirect and inconclusive, alternative researchers and enthusiasts have interpreted the findings in dramatically different ways. These interpretations range from sacred repositories of religious artifacts to chambers containing evidence of lost civilizations, each theory adding layers of intrigue and tension to the narrative surrounding the Sphinx's secrets. The very act of exploration has transformed the monument into a living mystery, bridging tangible data with human imagination and the timeless allure of the unknown. Some scholars suggest that the hidden chambers could have been designed as sanctuaries or ritual spaces. Ancient Egyptian culture placed extraordinary emphasis on ceremonial practice, and the combination of monumental architecture with subterranean spaces would have allowed for highly controlled, sacred activities. The chambers may have hosted initiatory rites, priestly ceremonies, or ritual observances intended to channel divine energy, communicate with the gods, or preserve cosmic balance. In this context, the anomalies detected beneath the Sphinx are not merely voids. They are potentially sanctified spaces, designed to protect sacred knowledge from the uninitiated and to ensure the continuity of spiritual practices across generations. This interpretation frames the Sphinx as a guardian not only of the plateau above ground but also of unseen, spiritually significant chambers below. Alternative interpretations propose an even more provocative possibility, that the chambers may house artifacts or records from civilizations predating the pharaohs. Proponents of this theory point to geological evidence, erosion patterns, and the sophistication of the construction as clues suggesting a timeline that extends further back than traditionally accepted Egyptian history. If true, the chambers could contain knowledge, tools, or artifacts from cultures whose existence has been obscured or erased from conventional historical narratives. This idea, often labeled forbidden archaeology, suggests that the Sphinx is part of a legacy of hidden human achievement, preserving wisdom that was intentionally concealed to survive the ravages of time and societal change. Some theorists take the speculation even further, suggesting that the chambers might contain records of astronomical knowledge or advanced engineering techniques. Ancient Egyptian monuments are known for their precise alignment with celestial bodies, and some argue that the Sphinx's hidden spaces could have been designed to record or utilize this knowledge. Perhaps the chambers acted as observatories, star charts, or repositories of astronomical data, carefully preserved for future generations. Such a scenario would suggest that the builders possessed not only remarkable engineering skills but also an advanced understanding of the cosmos, integrating architecture, astronomy, and ritual in ways that modern science is only beginning to appreciate. The presence of symbolic markers within and around the Sphinx adds further complexity to these interpretations. Hieroglyphs, reliefs, and alignment patterns may encode instructions, warnings, or insights related to the hidden chambers. These markers could indicate how the spaces were intended to be used, what rituals or ceremonies were performed there, or even what knowledge was stored within. The convergence of physical anomalies, symbolic cues, and technological findings creates a narrative that is both compelling and cinematic. The Sphinx is a monument, a guardian, and a deliberate archivist of hidden knowledge. Every probe mission, every image captured, hints at a larger story, even as the ultimate truth remains tantalizingly out of reach. Controversy naturally arises when speculation intersects with incomplete evidence. Skeptics caution against overinterpretation, noting that voids detected by radar, seismic, or muon technologies do not reveal the chamber's contents, and that many anomalies could have natural explanations. Geological faults, erosion, or sedimentary irregularities might mimic the appearance of man-made spaces. Yet the consistency of findings across multiple methods, combined with the careful alignment and placement of the voids, makes purely natural explanations increasingly difficult to maintain. For enthusiasts of ancient mysteries, this tension between skepticism and possibility is part of the Sphinx's enduring allure, a monument that resists definitive answers while inviting ever deeper inquiry. The cultural and historical significance of the speculation cannot be overlooked. The idea that the Sphinx might contain chambers with sacred relics, advanced knowledge, or evidence of unknown civilizations challenges our understanding of human history and the evolution of civilization. It forces us to ask difficult questions. What do we accept as historical fact, and what might have been deliberately hidden or lost? Are our timelines incomplete, and have we underestimated the technological and spiritual sophistication of ancient peoples? Each new probe, each scan, each interpretation adds a piece to this puzzle, inviting a re-evaluation of the boundaries between myth, history, and science. Public fascination with these speculative interpretations is profound. Documentaries, books, and online forums explore the possibilities, presenting the Sphinx not merely as an ancient statue but as a living enigma with chambers waiting to reveal their secrets. The combination of advanced technology, historical mystery, and speculative interpretation creates a compelling narrative that blends suspense, intrigue, and cinematic storytelling. For millions of viewers and enthusiasts, the Sphinx embodies the thrill of discovery and the possibility that the past still holds secrets beyond our imagination. Ultimately, the early exploratory missions and their controversial interpretations highlight a key truth. The Sphinx continues to challenge our understanding, blending tangible evidence with speculation in ways that captivate and inspire. Whether the chambers hold sacred artifacts, lost knowledge, or purely symbolic spaces, their existence transforms the Sphinx from a static monument into a dynamic enigma, a guardian of hidden dimensions that transcends time. Each anomaly, each probe image, and each hypothesis draws us closer to understanding the monument's full significance while reminding us that some secrets are designed to endure, waiting for the right combination of curiosity, technology, and insight to reveal their true nature. One of the most compelling interpretations of the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx centers on their potential ritual and ceremonial functions. Ancient Egyptian civilization was steeped in a profound understanding of spirituality, symbolism, and cosmic order, and their monumental architecture often reflected these principles. Temples, pyramids, and statues were not merely functional structures. They were carefully designed stages for religious rites, cosmological observances, and spiritual initiation. In this context, the Sphinx, already a symbol of power, intelligence, and protection, may have served as the guardian of chambers specifically designed to facilitate sacred ceremonies, hidden from the eyes of the uninitiated. The design of these potential ritual spaces would likely have been meticulous. Chambers beneath monumental structures often incorporated specific dimensions, orientations, and alignments to enhance ceremonial efficacy. Ancient Egyptians believed that architecture could channel spiritual energy, with sacred geometry, cardinal directions, and celestial alignments playing critical roles. In the case of the Sphinx, the alignment with the rising sun, its gaze toward the horizon, and its proximity to the pyramids suggest that any subterranean chambers would have been placed with symbolic intent. The anomalies detected beneath the statue are not randomly positioned. Their locations, beneath the chest, flanks, and possibly paws, hint at spaces reserved for highly controlled spiritual activities, possibly tied to solar worship, pharaonic authority, or initiation rites. Historical texts support the notion of concealed ritual chambers. Temple inscriptions and priestly records frequently reference hidden halls or chambers of initiation, where sacred knowledge was imparted only to those prepared to receive it. In such spaces, rituals could be performed that were too sacred for public observation, including offerings, invocations, and esoteric ceremonies designed to maintain cosmic balance. Some scholars suggest that these chambers may have functioned as focal points for communicating with divine entities or channeling spiritual energy, transforming the Sphinx into both guardian and conduit. The combination of secrecy and sacred purpose imbued these spaces with extraordinary significance, ensuring that only the most trusted individuals could access their mysteries. The symbolic resonance of the Sphinx itself further reinforces this interpretation. With the body of a lion and the head of a pharaoh, the statue embodies strength, courage, and wisdom, acting as a spiritual sentinel for the chambers beneath. This duality, human and animal, seen and hidden, mirrors the purpose of subterranean ritual spaces, a bridge between the tangible and the divine. Rituals conducted in these hidden chambers may have been designed to honor deities, ensure the pharaoh's protection, or maintain harmony between the earthly and cosmic realms. The Sphinx's imposing presence above ground would have underscored the sacredness of what lay beneath, warning that these spaces were not meant for ordinary observers. Archaeological studies of similar structures across Egypt provide additional context. Subterranean chambers beneath temples and pyramids were often used for ceremonial purposes, including storage of ritual objects, preparation of sacred offerings, or initiation of priesthood members. Some chambers contain symbolic relics, statues, or inscriptions, reinforcing their spiritual significance. The Sphinx, with its unique scale and location, may have incorporated these traditions in a more sophisticated and deliberate fashion. The hidden spaces could have been designed to facilitate both private and public ritual functions, blending practical, ceremonial, and symbolic roles into a single integrated system. Speculative interpretations expand the scope even further, suggesting that these chambers could have served as initiation halls for elite priestly or pharaonic classes. Entry into such spaces may have required specific knowledge, rituals, or symbolic acts, ensuring that only those deemed worthy could access the sacred knowledge contained within. In this scenario, the Sphinx acts as both gatekeeper and guide, its imposing form deterring the uninitiated while silently signaling the path to enlightenment for those trained in ritual practice. Such a function would explain the careful placement, reinforcement, and alignment of the voids detected beneath the statue, integrating structural integrity with ceremonial purpose. Modern researchers have attempted to model how these chambers might have been used. Simulations suggest that the placement of openings, the size of voids, and the orientation relative to celestial phenomena could have amplified sound, light, or energy in ways conducive to ritual activity. Whether these effects were intentional or coincidental remains debated, but the possibility aligns with known Egyptian practices of integrating sensory and symbolic elements into sacred spaces. In any case, the careful planning evident in the anomalies supports the idea that the chambers were not mere storage rooms or empty voids but spaces imbued with spiritual and ceremonial significance. The cinematic appeal of this interpretation is undeniable. Imagining hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, preserved for millennia, used for rituals that connect humanity to divine forces, evokes a profound sense of wonder and mystery. It transforms the Sphinx from a static historical monument into an active participant in ancient spiritual life, a sentinel not only of the physical plateau but also of unseen, sacred processes. This duality, public or above ground, secret ceremonial life below, elevates the monument to a multidimensional masterpiece, a structure that communicates power, mystery, and sacred intent simultaneously. Ultimately, the potential ritual and ceremonial functions of the hidden chambers provide a compelling lens through which to view the Sphinx. They merge archaeological observation with historical context, symbolic interpretation, and speculative insight, creating a narrative that is both credible and thrilling. Whether used for initiation, divine communication, or preservation of sacred knowledge, these subterranean spaces reinforce the monument's role as a guardian of mysteries, a silent, enduring witness to rituals and traditions that may have shaped the spiritual and cultural fabric of ancient Egypt. The chambers beneath the Sphinx, if indeed intended for ceremonial purposes, remind us that some secrets were meant to be hidden, preserved, and revealed only when humanity is ready to understand their true significance. Beyond their potential ritual and ceremonial functions, the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx may also have served as vaults for preserving knowledge, sacred objects, or even artifacts from civilizations long forgotten. Ancient Egypt was a civilization deeply conscious of time, legacy, and cosmic order, and the idea of creating secure subterranean spaces to safeguard invaluable knowledge would have been entirely consistent with their worldview. These chambers, meticulously hidden beneath the body of the Sphinx, may not have been intended for casual observation but rather as repositories for wisdom and objects meant to endure across the ages, preserved for generations or for a time when humanity was ready to comprehend them fully. One of the most provocative ideas is that these chambers could contain evidence of pre-dynastic or even pre-Egyptian civilizations, long erased from mainstream historical records. Proponents of this theory point to anomalies in geological studies, erosion patterns, and sophisticated construction techniques that suggest a level of knowledge beyond what is traditionally attributed to the Old Kingdom. If true, the chambers could house artifacts, tools, or records from societies whose existence has been deliberately concealed or forgotten. This possibility elevates the Sphinx from a mere monument into a guardian of lost civilizations, holding secrets that could radically reshape our understanding of human history. The preservation of sacred knowledge aligns with ancient Egyptian practices. Temples, tombs, and pyramids often contain symbolic objects, sacred texts, and relics meant to ensure spiritual continuity and cosmic balance. The Sphinx, with its imposing and enigmatic form, would have been the perfect guardian for more hidden or restricted materials. The anomalies revealed by radar, seismic, and muon scans suggest voids with intentional design, consistent with the concept of purpose-built storage spaces. Reinforced walls, precise placement beneath the chest and flanks, and alignment with symbolic and celestial markers all hint at a deliberate strategy to protect whatever lay within, ensuring that it remained undisturbed for millennia. Some researchers speculate that these chambers might have housed esoteric texts or scrolls containing knowledge that transcended typical administrative or religious functions. Ancient Egyptian priests were known for their complex understanding of astronomy, medicine, mathematics, and spirituality, and such knowledge was often preserved in secrecy. Concealed chambers beneath the Sphinx may have functioned as secure libraries or archives, safeguarding information too valuable or sacred to be widely disseminated. In this sense, the Sphinx becomes both protector and archivist, a monumental sentinel holding wisdom intended to survive even the most tumultuous eras. Artifacts, too, could have been stored in these chambers. Objects of ritual, ceremonial significance, or even technological function, potentially unknown to modern science, may have been deliberately hidden to prevent desecration or misuse. Some theorists suggest the existence of relics that predate pharaonic civilization, possibly linked to lost cultures or civilizations whose traces remain elusive. The careful construction and strategic placement of the voids lend credibility to the idea that these were not mere storage spaces but highly secure chambers, designed with foresight to withstand both time and environmental challenges. The cinematic appeal of this idea is powerful. Imagine chambers beneath the Sphinx, untouched for thousands of years, filled with artifacts, sacred knowledge, or objects from civilizations long erased from memory. The allure is compounded by the fact that modern technology has only begun to scratch the surface. Robotic probes, muon scans, and seismic surveys have revealed voids and corridors, but the full contents, if anything remains inside, remain a tantalizing mystery. This uncertainty fuels speculation and imagination, creating a narrative where the Sphinx is not merely a guardian of stone but a keeper of secrets whose discovery could alter our perception of the past. Symbolic interpretations also reinforce the possibility that the chambers were designed to protect knowledge. The Sphinx itself, with the human head of a pharaoh atop a lion's body, embodies dualities: wisdom and strength, seen and unseen, known and hidden. These dualities mirror the concept of a hidden repository, knowledge that is physically concealed but symbolically present, accessible only to those who understand the monument's deeper meaning. Alignments with the rising sun and the broader Giza plateau suggest that the chamber's positions were carefully chosen, integrating spiritual, astronomical, and symbolic considerations to ensure that what was hidden remained safeguarded yet connected to the cosmic order. Critics argue that such claims remain speculative, pointing out the lack of direct evidence for artifacts or knowledge inside the chambers. However, the convergence of anomalies detected through multiple technologies, combined with textual references, symbolic markers, and historical context, suggests that these spaces were not accidental voids. Their deliberate placement and design imply purpose, and that purpose may well have included the preservation of knowledge, objects, or wisdom too valuable to expose to the world above. Ultimately, the theory that the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx were designed to safeguard knowledge or artifacts taps into one of humanity's most enduring fascinations: the idea that the past holds secrets that can transform our understanding of ourselves. These spaces may connect us to civilizations long vanished, reveal esoteric wisdom, or provide insight into the spiritual and scientific achievements of ancient peoples. Whether they contain tangible artifacts, sacred texts, or merely symbolic spaces, the chambers reinforce the Sphinx's role as both monument and guardian, a timeless sentinel preserving mysteries that span the gulf between known history and the tantalizing unknown. Among the most provocative theories surrounding the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx is the possibility that they may contain evidence of civilizations unknown to mainstream history. For decades, researchers have debated the origins of the Sphinx, its precise construction methods, and its purpose, with many anomalies suggesting that the conventional timeline of ancient Egypt might not tell the full story. Geological studies hint at extreme erosion patterns, and the sophisticated engineering required to carve massive voids beneath the statue challenges what is typically attributed to the builders of the Old Kingdom. These discrepancies fuel the idea that the chambers may preserve traces of an older, advanced civilization, predating the pharaohs and perhaps even humanity's recognized historical milestones. Proponents of this theory often point to the Sphinx's enigmatic features as subtle indicators of hidden knowledge or technology. The scale of construction, the precision in alignment with celestial bodies, and the strategic placement of potential voids beneath its structure suggest a level of architectural sophistication that surpasses what was previously thought possible for the era. If the chambers indeed contain artifacts or records from an earlier civilization, they could radically alter our understanding of human history. The implications are staggering: knowledge and technology far older than previously believed, potentially preserved in secret beneath one of the world's most iconic monuments. Ancient texts, often dismissed by mainstream scholars, are cited as indirect evidence supporting this theory. Egyptian hieroglyphs, priestly records, and symbolic inscriptions occasionally refer to hidden halls, eternal wisdom, or keepers of secrets. While these may have been metaphorical, some researchers argue that they point to actual chambers intended to safeguard ancient knowledge. In particular, references to precursors or those who came before have been interpreted as subtle acknowledgments of lost civilizations. When combined with modern data, radar anomalies, seismic voids, and muon radiography, these ancient records hint at a continuum of hidden human achievement that may extend far beyond the pharaonic era. Geological evidence adds another layer of intrigue. The extreme erosion patterns observed on the Sphinx and surrounding plateau suggest exposure to weather conditions that predate Egypt's current desert climate, potentially placing its construction thousands of years earlier than traditionally accepted. If the hidden chambers were created during this earlier period, they may have been part of a civilization whose culture, technology, and knowledge were deliberately preserved but later forgotten. The chambers could thus act as time capsules, holding evidence of human innovation and spiritual practice that mainstream history has yet to fully recognize. The implications of discovering evidence of an unknown civilization beneath the Sphinx are both thrilling and controversial. Such findings could challenge conventional archaeological narratives, forcing scholars to reconsider timelines, technological capabilities, and the origins of cultural knowledge. Artifacts or records could reveal previously unknown forms of writing, advanced engineering techniques, or spiritual practices that predate established Egyptian traditions. Even the mere confirmation of such chambers would suggest that the Sphinx, and by extension the Giza Plateau, is part of a more complex historical and cultural network than previously imagined, linking the known civilization with mysterious antecedents lost to time. Speculative theories also explore the potential technological or scientific sophistication of these unknown civilizations. Some suggest that hidden chambers might house tools, devices, or symbolic objects representing knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, or engineering far advanced for their time. The Sphinx, with its precise orientation and strategic location, may have functioned as both guardian and gateway, ensuring that this knowledge was preserved until humanity could rediscover it safely. These ideas, while highly controversial, are consistent with the physical evidence: voids placed with intent, reinforced construction, and alignment with both terrestrial and celestial markers. Symbolism plays a critical role in these theories. The Sphinx itself embodies duality, human intellect and animal strength, mirroring the idea that the chambers could contain wisdom from civilizations that combined physical mastery with spiritual insight. Hidden beneath its chest and flanks, the chambers may have been deliberately concealed to protect knowledge that was sacred, dangerous, or simply too advanced to be revealed prematurely. In this view, the Sphinx is not merely a monument but a sentinel, guarding the legacies of civilizations that have been erased or forgotten by time, waiting for the moment when the world is ready to comprehend their significance. Public fascination with these possibilities is immense. Documentaries, books, and online forums speculate about lost civilizations, forbidden knowledge, and hidden relics beneath the Sphinx. The combination of ancient texts, geological anomalies, and modern technological scans creates a narrative that is cinematic, suspenseful, and intellectually tantalizing. Each anomaly, each probe image, and each interpretive theory adds layers to the mystery, reinforcing the idea that the Sphinx is far more than a static stone statue. It is a portal to the past, a potential repository of human history yet to be fully understood. Ultimately, the theory that the hidden chambers may contain evidence of unknown civilizations transforms the Sphinx into a monument of infinite intrigue. It challenges us to reconsider the boundaries of history, archaeology, and human potential. Whether these chambers truly hold relics of civilizations lost to time or merely reflect sophisticated ceremonial design, the possibility alone inspires wonder, debate, and a relentless quest for discovery. The Sphinx, long revered as a guardian of the plateau, now emerges as a guardian of humanity's hidden past, a timeless enigma whose secrets may one day illuminate chapters of history we have only begun to imagine. The revelation of potential hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx has ignited a storm of debate among experts, creating one of the most polarized discussions in modern archaeology. On one side, mainstream scholars urge caution, emphasizing the limitations of the technology and the need for rigorous, evidence-based interpretation. They argue that anomalies detected by radar, seismic studies, or muon radiography do not automatically confirm the presence of man-made chambers or artifacts, pointing out that natural geological formations, erosion patterns, or sedimentary voids could produce similar readings. Their caution is rooted in decades of scientific methodology, reminding us that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Yet, on the other side, alternative researchers and independent scholars present compelling arguments suggesting that these voids may indeed conceal something extraordinary. They cite the consistency of anomalies across multiple technologies, the strategic placement beneath the Sphinx's chest, flanks, and paws, and the symbolic alignments with celestial and terrestrial markers. To these experts, the evidence hints at intentional design, not random geological occurrence. Their interpretation suggests that the Sphinx was not merely a monumental statue but a sophisticated architectural complex with hidden functions, possibly designed to preserve sacred knowledge or artifacts from civilizations whose histories have been obscured. The clash between skepticism and speculation has created a dynamic tension in the field, highlighting the challenges of studying one of the world's most enigmatic monuments. Mainstream archaeologists caution against sensationalism, noting that the allure of hidden chambers can easily lead to misinterpretation or exaggeration. Yet the very presence of consistent anomalies, coupled with centuries of lore and historical curiosity, fuels the imagination, drawing both researchers and the public into a narrative that blends mystery, science, and history. This tension, far from being purely academic, has transformed the study of the Sphinx into a global phenomenon, where every discovery is scrutinized and every claim debated fiercely. Part of the controversy lies in the interpretation of ancient texts and inscriptions. Some scholars view references to hidden halls or sacred chambers as metaphorical, symbolic, or mythological, rather than literal descriptions of architectural spaces. Alternative theorists, however, argue that these texts provide clues, supporting the idea that deliberate, concealed chambers exist beneath the Sphinx. The debate underscores a fundamental challenge in archaeology, reconciling textual evidence, physical anomalies, and modern technology into a coherent understanding. Each approach has its limitations, yet when combined, they provide a multi-layered picture that is difficult to ignore. Technological limitations further complicate the debate. Muon radiography, seismic tomography, and radar scans are powerful tools, yet they do not provide direct access to the chambers or reveal their contents. The anomalies may indicate voids, but the size, shape, purpose, and even man-made nature of these voids remain uncertain. Skeptics argue that without direct excavation or entry, any claim about what lies within is speculative. Advocates for exploration counter that non-invasive methods are safer and more respectful of cultural heritage, and that the patterns revealed are unlikely to be entirely natural. This push and pull between evidence and interpretation fuels both academic and public fascination, ensuring that the debate remains lively and unresolved. The stakes of this debate extend beyond academic curiosity. If the chambers were confirmed to contain artifacts, knowledge, or structures from unknown or pre-dynastic civilizations, the implications would be monumental. Human history, technological development, and our understanding of ancient societies could all require re-evaluation. The Sphinx would not merely be a symbol of Egypt, it would become a pivotal monument in the story of human civilization, linking the known past to potentially lost chapters of innovation, spirituality, and knowledge. Such possibilities make the debate about the hidden chambers intensely compelling, as the outcome could reshape our collective understanding of history. Public interest amplifies the controversy. Media coverage, documentaries, and digital platforms often present both skeptical and speculative viewpoints, creating a global conversation that blurs the line between scientific discussion and popular fascination. Audiences are drawn to the tension itself, the possibility that the Sphinx could hide untold secrets versus the rigorous caution of mainstream scholarship. This dual narrative adds a cinematic dimension to the story, where suspense is heightened by the uncertainty and where every new probe, scan, or hypothesis can reignite debate. It is a drama that spans millennia, blending ancient mysteries with modern technology and human curiosity. Some of the most vocal proponents argue that the Sphinx's hidden chambers represent a deliberate message from ancient civilizations, a test of human curiosity and persistence. If these voids indeed contain artifacts, sacred knowledge, or evidence of civilizations older than previously known, then the monument itself may have been designed as a bridge between past and present. Critics counter that such claims verge on speculation bordering on mythology, yet the repeated detection of anomalies cannot be ignored. The controversy, therefore, embodies the very essence of forbidden archaeology. It challenges accepted narratives while demanding careful, evidence-based inquiry. Ultimately, the expert debates surrounding the Sphinx's hidden chambers highlight the intersection of science, speculation, and human fascination with the unknown. They illustrate how modern technology can open doors to mysteries long shrouded in history, yet simultaneously remind us of the limits of interpretation. The tension between skepticism and belief, evidence and imagination, creates a rich, cinematic narrative in which every new discovery, scan, or hypothesis adds layers to the story. The Sphinx remains an enduring enigma, not just for what it may conceal beneath its stone body, but for the way it challenges our understanding of history, engineering, spirituality, and the very nature of human curiosity. As debates raged among mainstream scholars and alternative researchers, a set of more controversial theories began to capture the imagination of the public and fringe experts alike. These theories, while lacking conclusive evidence, speculate that the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx might not merely serve ritualistic or archival purposes but could represent advanced knowledge, technology, or even contact with extraterrestrial civilizations. Though often dismissed by conventional archaeologists, these ideas persist because they provide tantalizing explanations for some of the anomalies and mysteries surrounding the Sphinx, blending the boundaries of archaeology, science fiction, and ancient lore into a narrative that is as cinematic as it is provocative. One of the most debated suggestions is that the chambers could contain technology or devices unknown to modern science. Proponents argue that the precision with which the Sphinx and its hidden voids were constructed implies an advanced understanding of engineering, acoustics, and possibly energy manipulation. For example, some theorists speculate that the placement of voids beneath the chest and flanks could have been designed to amplify sound or light, creating effects that serve spiritual, ceremonial, or functional purposes. While there is no concrete proof of such devices, the very idea evokes images of a civilization capable of manipulating natural forces in ways we have yet to fully comprehend, leaving the chambers shrouded in both technical and symbolic mystery. A related, more speculative theory proposes that the Sphinx and its hidden chambers might hold evidence of contact with extraterrestrial beings. Supporters of this idea point to the extraordinary precision of the Sphinx's construction, the alignment with celestial bodies, and the enigmatic facial features as potential indicators of guidance from advanced civilizations beyond Earth. The chambers, in this context, could have served as repositories for knowledge imparted by these visitors, knowledge intended to survive beyond the limits of human memory and cultural continuity. While mainstream archaeology rejects such claims, the allure of extraterrestrial involvement continues to captivate imaginations, providing a narrative that seamlessly blends suspense, wonder, and the thrill of the unknown. Some theorists suggest that the hidden chambers might contain artifacts that predate known human history. These could include tools, ceremonial objects, or records from civilizations erased from the historical record. Such a hypothesis gained some support from the anomalies detected through radar, seismic, and muon scans, which indicate the presence of large, purposefully constructed voids beneath the Sphinx. If these chambers were built by an unknown or forgotten civilization, it would suggest that the knowledge and capability required to carve and preserve these spaces existed far earlier than conventional timelines acknowledge. This possibility challenges the very foundations of mainstream historical chronology, implying that the Sphinx is not merely a monument to pharaonic power but a guardian of ancient wisdom predating Egypt itself. The symbolic interpretations of these alternative theories are equally compelling. The Sphinx, with its human head atop a lion's body, embodies the fusion of intellect and strength, a duality that resonates with the idea of chambers holding advanced knowledge or sacred artifacts. Each void detected beneath the statue could represent a deliberately concealed repository, a protected environment for objects, texts, or technologies deemed too powerful, sacred, or dangerous for public exposure. This interpretation aligns with the recurring theme in ancient cultures of hidden wisdom, preserved for select initiates or future generations. The chambers thus transform from mere anomalies into central pieces of a narrative that spans both the physical and metaphysical realms. Critics of these controversial theories argue that they venture far beyond what the evidence can support. They caution against conflating anomalies with extraordinary claims, emphasizing that voids do not necessarily indicate technology, extraterrestrial influence, or lost civilizations. Natural geological formations, sedimentary layers, or unexamined erosion processes can produce irregularities that appear deliberate to the untrained eye. Nevertheless, the persistence of these theories reflects humanity's enduring fascination with the unexplained, particularly when combined with the mystery of the Sphinx, one of history's most iconic and enigmatic monuments. The cinematic appeal of these alternative theories cannot be overstated. Imagine hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, containing relics or devices from a civilization more advanced than our own, or knowledge imparted by beings from distant worlds. The suspense is magnified by the fact that modern technology, while revealing the presence of voids, has not yet accessed these spaces, leaving their true contents a tantalizing mystery. Each probe mission, each muon scan, and each seismic anomaly adds to the narrative, blending scientific inquiry with the thrill of speculation, transforming the Sphinx into both a historical monument and a portal to imagination. Despite the lack of empirical confirmation, these controversial interpretations have significant cultural and intellectual resonance. They force us to question the limits of human ingenuity, the completeness of historical narratives, and the potential for knowledge that has been lost, hidden, or deliberately preserved for millennia. Whether one views these theories as imaginative speculation or potential truth, they contribute to a larger discourse on the mysteries of the past, encouraging interdisciplinary collaboration between archaeologists, engineers, historians, and even enthusiasts of the unexplained. Ultimately, the alternative theories surrounding the Sphinx's hidden chambers highlight the enduring power of mystery to captivate the human mind. They remind us that some structures were built not merely for function or beauty, but to provoke curiosity, preserve secrets, and challenge future generations to seek answers. Whether the chambers contain advanced technology, evidence of lost civilizations, or simply serve as ceremonial spaces, the possibilities fuel a narrative of suspense, wonder, and exploration. The Sphinx stands as a guardian of both the known and the unknown, its hidden chambers a testament to humanity's unending quest to uncover the mysteries buried beneath stone and time. Another layer of intrigue surrounding the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx is their potential connection to celestial events and astronomical alignments. Ancient Egyptian civilization was renowned for its sophisticated understanding of the heavens, integrating astronomy into architecture, religion, and ritual practice. Temples, pyramids, and other monuments were often carefully aligned with the sun, stars, and planets, reflecting both practical and spiritual considerations. In this context, the placement and orientation of voids beneath the Sphinx may not have been random. They could represent deliberate alignments with celestial phenomena, connecting the earthly monument to cosmic cycles in ways that remain tantalizingly mysterious. Evidence for celestial significance begins with the Sphinx's alignment with the rising sun. Positioned on the Giza Plateau, the Sphinx faces directly east, gazing toward the horizon where the sun rises, particularly during the equinoxes. Some researchers propose that the hidden chambers beneath the statue were deliberately placed to correspond with solar events, allowing sunlight to penetrate specific voids at precise moments of the year. This alignment could have served ceremonial purposes, marking the passage of time, the changing of seasons, or significant religious festivals. If so, the Sphinx was not only a guardian of the plateau above ground but also a celestial observatory, with hidden chambers functioning as conduits for sunlight, energy, or symbolic illumination. Beyond the sun, researchers have speculated on alignments with other celestial bodies, particularly the stars of Orion and Sirius. These stars held profound significance in Egyptian cosmology, representing deities and cosmic order. Some theorists suggest that the Sphinx and its subterranean voids were oriented to mirror the positions of these stars, creating a symbolic connection between the monument and the heavens. The potential implications are staggering. Hidden chambers could have functioned as ritual spaces synchronized with the cosmos, amplifying spiritual ceremonies through precise alignment. The very act of designing voids in correspondence with celestial markers would demonstrate an advanced understanding of astronomy, one that integrates both science and spirituality. Astronomical alignments also raise questions about the timing of the Sphinx's construction. If the hidden chambers were intended to correspond with specific stellar events, calculations of the stars' positions over millennia can provide clues about when the monument and its subterranean network were built. Some researchers argue that erosion patterns, combined with astronomical data, suggest the Sphinx predates the conventional Old Kingdom timeline by several thousand years. While controversial, this theory aligns with the notion that the hidden chambers could preserve knowledge or artifacts from an earlier, unknown civilization, one with both technical skill and astronomical insight. The symbolic significance of these celestial alignments is equally compelling. Ancient Egyptians viewed the cosmos as a reflection of divine order, with earthly structures serving as manifestations of heavenly principles. Aligning hidden chambers with celestial events could have amplified their ritual power, connecting priests or initiates with the rhythms of the universe. Light entering a chamber at dawn, or the position of stars visible through a narrow passage, may have been intentionally designed to produce or focus spiritual energy, or signal the timing of sacred rites. In this way, the Sphinx becomes a multidimensional structure, guardian, observatory, and conduit between the terrestrial and the celestial. Technological evidence also supports the plausibility of these alignments. Muon scans, radar, and seismic studies have revealed voids with consistent orientation, suggesting intentional placement. Some anomalies are rectangular or cubic in form, which could facilitate controlled exposure to light or airflow. The dimensions and positions of these voids may have been carefully calculated to interact with sunlight, lunar illumination, or starlight, reinforcing the notion of a cosmic relationship. Even if the chambers were primarily ceremonial or preservative in function, their orientation would integrate them seamlessly into a broader cosmological framework, reflecting the Egyptian sophisticated approach to architecture and spirituality. The cinematic allure of these theories is undeniable. Imagine hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, perfectly aligned with the movements of the sun, stars, or planets, designed to be revealed only during specific celestial events. The interplay of light, shadow, and architecture would create a dramatic spectacle, emphasizing the monument's sacred role while heightening the suspense of discovery. Each anomaly detected by modern technology, each speculative alignment, and each historical text contributes to a narrative that blends archaeology, astronomy, and mystery into a story that captivates both scholars and the public alike. Ultimately, the possibility of astronomical alignments adds another dimension to the enigma of the Sphinx's hidden chambers. It suggests that these voids were not merely functional or symbolic, but integrated into a cosmic design that reflects the Egyptians' profound understanding of the heavens. Whether used to mark time, enhance rituals, or preserve knowledge in harmony with celestial cycles, the chambers demonstrate a level of foresight, planning, and spiritual sophistication that continues to astonish modern researchers. The Sphinx, long revered as a guardian of the Giza Plateau, emerges as a monument not only of stone but of cosmic intelligence, linking the earthly and the celestial in ways that remain tantalizingly hidden beneath its ancient form. As modern technology unveiled the possibility of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, the next critical question emerged: what might these chambers contain? Early hypotheses ranged from the plausible to the extraordinary, reflecting both the limitations of non-invasive exploration and the human imagination's hunger for mystery. Scholars, engineers, and archaeologists approached the question with caution, while alternative researchers speculated wildly, envisioning everything from sacred relics to evidence of lost civilizations. Despite the differences in approach, all agreed on one point: the voids were deliberately designed, not random, and the spaces they concealed could dramatically expand our understanding of ancient Egypt, and perhaps human history itself. One of the first hypotheses proposed by mainstream researchers suggested that the chambers were functional spaces, perhaps used for storage or structural reinforcement. Large monuments like the Sphinx often contain hidden cavities to reduce stress on the stone or to allow for airflow and maintenance. Such chambers could explain the voids detected by muon scans and seismic studies without invoking extraordinary claims. These functional explanations are conservative, grounded in engineering principles, and offer a baseline for understanding the anomaly. However, while plausible, they fail to capture the imagination in the way more speculative ideas do, leaving the chamber's potential cultural, ceremonial, or symbolic significance largely unexplored. Alternative theories quickly gain traction, emphasizing the potential ceremonial and spiritual roles of these hidden spaces. Some hypothesize that the voids contained altars, statues, or ritual paraphernalia, preserved in secrecy to protect them from the profane world above. The Sphinx, already a symbol of protection and divine power, would have served as a guardian for these sacred objects, ensuring that rituals could be conducted with the utmost secrecy and reverence. The chambers may have functioned as initiatory spaces, where priests or select individuals accessed esoteric knowledge, performed rites of passage, or communicated with deities through symbolic or ceremonial acts. Such a use would transform the Sphinx from a monumental statue into an active participant in the spiritual life of ancient Egypt. One of the more sensational hypotheses proposed that the chambers could house relics from civilizations that predated the pharaohs. Proponents argue that anomalies in erosion patterns, construction methods, and geological studies suggest the Sphinx could be far older than conventional timelines allow. If true, the chambers might contain artifacts, tools, or records from civilizations otherwise erased from the historical record. These items could provide unprecedented insights into technological and spiritual achievements long thought lost to history. While mainstream archaeology remains skeptical, the notion fuels fascination and debate, positioning the Sphinx as a possible bridge between known and unknown chapters of human civilization. Another intriguing suggestion is that the chambers might contain texts, scrolls, or symbolic inscriptions. Ancient Egyptian priests were known to preserve complex knowledge, astronomical, mathematical, and spiritual, in secret spaces to ensure its survival. The voids beneath the Sphinx could have been carefully sealed to protect such knowledge from natural decay, theft, or deliberate suppression. If these chambers were indeed repositories of ancient wisdom, their contents might reveal advanced understanding of astronomy, cosmology, or engineering, challenging assumptions about the intellectual capabilities of ancient peoples. The very idea of undiscovered texts hidden for millennia amplifies the cinematic allure of the Sphinx, making each anomaly a tantalizing whisper of lost history. Some theories also entertain the possibility of the chambers containing symbolic or ritualistic technology, such as devices or constructions designed to manipulate light, sound, or energy. Proponents suggest that voids could have been positioned strategically to amplify acoustics for ceremonial chants or to channel sunlight in precise ways during rituals. While no direct evidence exists to confirm these ideas, the consistent placement of voids beneath critical areas of the Sphinx lends them a degree of plausibility. Such possibilities merge engineering with spirituality, suggesting a sophisticated understanding of physics, symbolism, and sacred architecture that modern researchers are only beginning to explore. Cultural and historical context strengthens these hypotheses. Ancient Egyptians placed extraordinary emphasis on preserving spiritual continuity, ensuring that rituals, knowledge, and sacred objects survived for posterity. Monuments were often multidimensional, serving practical, ceremonial, and symbolic functions simultaneously. In this light, the Sphinx's hidden chambers could have been designed with similar intent, spaces that were structurally functional, spiritually charged, and deliberately concealed to protect their contents. Each void, corridor, and cavity detected by modern technology becomes more than an anomaly. It becomes a potential repository of human ingenuity, faith, and knowledge. Public fascination with these hypotheses is undeniable. Media coverage, documentaries, and online speculation fuel a sense of suspense and curiosity, portraying the Sphinx as a living enigma whose secrets may finally be on the verge of revelation. Each proposed content, relics, texts, ceremonial objects, or evidence of lost civilizations, transforms the chambers into a cinematic stage for discovery, where the past interacts with the present in ways that challenge conventional historical narratives. The very act of imagining what might lie within adds layers of drama and intrigue, making the Sphinx not only a monumental statue but also a symbol of the unknown, a puzzle that has endured for millennia. Ultimately, the first modern hypotheses regarding the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx reveal a tension between caution and speculation, between empirical study and the human desire for mystery. They remind us that even in the 21st century, ancient monuments continue to hold secrets, challenging our understanding of history, architecture, and spirituality. Whether the chambers were designed for practical, ceremonial, or extraordinary purposes, or a combination of all three, their existence reinforces the Sphinx's role as a guardian, not just of the Giza Plateau, but of human curiosity itself. Each void, each anomaly, each speculation invites us to look deeper, to imagine what has been hidden for millennia, and to confront the enduring enigma of one of history's most iconic monuments. The mystery of the Sphinx's hidden chambers has captivated researchers for centuries, but it was only in the modern era that systematic exploration became possible, thanks to advances in technology. Early attempts to understand what lay beneath the statue relied largely on speculation, anecdotal evidence, and surface-level observations. Archaeologists and explorers could only infer the existence of voids from the monument's unusual features, erosion patterns, and historical texts that hinted at hidden spaces. These early explorations, though limited in scope, laid the groundwork for the high-tech investigations that would follow, combining centuries of human curiosity with the cutting-edge tools of modern science. The first serious attempts at uncovering hidden spaces beneath the Sphinx were largely constrained by the technological limitations of their time. Excavations in the 19th and early 20th centuries focused primarily on the surface and the immediately accessible surrounding areas, attempting to restore or preserve the monument rather than explore its interior. Scholars noted irregularities in the statue's structure, cracks, cavities, and signs of subsurface erosion, but lacked the means to probe deeply without risking damage. These early observations, recorded meticulously in field notes, sketches, and photographs, provided tantalizing hints that the Sphinx might conceal more than met the eye. Yet without the ability to peer into its depths safely, the monument's secrets remained frustratingly out of reach. Modern investigations transformed the study of the Sphinx, introducing technologies that could peer into the hidden voids without physically disturbing the monument. Muon radiography, a technique that measures the deflection of cosmic particles as they pass through solid rock, allowed researchers to detect voids with unprecedented precision. Seismic tomography, which analyzes the propagation of sound waves through stone, revealed inconsistencies in density suggestive of chambers or tunnels. Ground-penetrating radar and electrical resistivity methods further contributed to mapping subsurface features. The combination of these non-invasive technologies enabled scientists to explore the Sphinx's interior, while preserving its structural integrity, opening the door to discoveries that had previously seemed impossible. Among the most significant findings were voids beneath the chest, flanks, and possibly the paws of the Sphinx. While their exact dimensions and purposes remain uncertain, the repeated detection of these anomalies across multiple technologies provided compelling evidence that the spaces were not random. Each void was strategically positioned, suggesting deliberate design rather than natural formation. Some researchers interpreted these placements as evidence of structural reinforcement, while others argued they could indicate chambers intended for ceremonial, archival, or even extraordinary purposes. Regardless of interpretation, the discoveries marked a turning point in the study of the Sphinx, transforming speculation into a measurable phenomenon. The methodologies employed in modern exploration highlight the balance between scientific rigor and cautious curiosity. Researchers meticulously calibrated instruments, cross-referenced results from different technologies, and compared data against historical and geological context. Each scan or measurement was carefully documented, ensuring that anomalies could be independently verified. At the same time, the limitations of these methods, inability to confirm contents, difficulty distinguishing natural from man-made voids, preserve the mystery, keeping the Sphinx's chambers an open question. This balance between discovery and uncertainty has fueled both scholarly debate and public fascination, creating a suspenseful narrative where each technological advance teases the possibility of revelation. The integration of historical records, symbolism, and architectural analysis further enhanced modern investigations. Researchers examined ancient texts, hieroglyphs, and temple inscriptions for references to hidden spaces, sacred objects, or ritual practices. These textual clues, when combined with high-tech scanning results, provided a multidimensional perspective on what might lie beneath the Sphinx. The interplay of ancient knowledge and modern science transformed the study of the monument into a cinematic investigation, a centuries-long detective story where every anomaly, every symbol, and every scan might bring humanity closer to uncovering long-buried secrets. Public interest in these modern investigations has been amplified by media coverage and documentaries, which present the findings in a suspenseful, visually compelling way. Animated reconstructions, 3D scans, and interpretive simulations allow viewers to imagine the voids, tunnels, and chambers hidden beneath the Sphinx's stone body. This presentation blurs the line between scientific reporting and cinematic storytelling, heightening curiosity while reinforcing the monument's enigmatic aura. Audiences are invited to participate in the mystery, imagining what could lie within the spaces that modern technology has revealed but not yet accessed. Despite the advances in exploration, the chambers remain largely unexplored in a physical sense. Direct excavation is limited by structural risk, preservation concerns, and the potential for damaging both the Sphinx and the plateau it guards. Researchers rely on remote sensing, modeling, and comparative analysis to infer the chamber's nature. Each new study contributes to an evolving narrative, gradually refining our understanding while maintaining the monument's essential mystery. The combination of high-tech investigation and historical scholarship ensures that the Sphinx continues to captivate both experts and enthusiasts, remaining one of the most compelling archaeological enigmas in the world. Ultimately, the first modern hypotheses and investigations of the Sphinx's hidden chambers demonstrate the transformative power of technology in uncovering ancient mysteries. From early observations constrained by rudimentary tools to sophisticated muon scans and seismic tomography, humanity has developed unprecedented ways to explore what lies beneath one of history's most iconic monuments. The findings confirm that the Sphinx is far more than a static statue. It is a multidimensional enigma, a guardian of secrets, and a testament to the enduring allure of the unknown. Each void detected, each scan completed, and each theory proposed draws us closer to understanding its mysteries, while reminding us that some secrets are meant to endure, hidden beneath stone, time, and human curiosity. The pursuit of the Sphinx's hidden chambers has intensified in recent decades, driven by breakthroughs in technology that allow unprecedented insights into the monument's interior. While early exploration relied on observation, sketches, and rudimentary excavation, modern methods have introduced tools capable of detecting voids and anomalies without physically disturbing the ancient stone. Techniques such as muon radiography, seismic tomography, and ground-penetrating radar have revealed tantalizing hints of spaces concealed beneath the Sphinx, sparking excitement and debate among archaeologists, engineers, and enthusiasts alike. Each study reinforces the notion that the monument is far more complex than previously imagined, holding secrets that have eluded humanity for millennia. Muon radiography has been one of the most groundbreaking tools in this pursuit. By analyzing cosmic particles as they pass through solid rock, scientists can detect variations in density, revealing cavities that would otherwise remain invisible. Applied to the Sphinx, muon scans have identified multiple voids beneath the chest and flanks, confirming anomalies initially suggested by seismic and radar studies. While the precise dimensions, shapes, and functions of these spaces remain uncertain, the technique provides a non-invasive way to see inside the monument, creating a digital map of hidden chambers without risking structural damage. Each void detected raises new questions. Were these chambers intended for ceremonial use, storage, or as repositories of knowledge from long-forgotten civilizations? Seismic tomography has complemented muon imaging, using sound waves to probe the monument's interior. By measuring how these waves travel through stone, researchers can identify areas of differing density, further confirming the presence of hidden voids. Seismic data suggests that the chambers are not randomly distributed. Their locations appear to align with key structural points of the Sphinx, possibly indicating deliberate design. Some anomalies are concentrated beneath the chest and forepaws, areas symbolically significant in Egyptian iconography. These findings strengthen the hypothesis that the voids were purposefully created rather than being natural geological formations, hinting at a level of architectural sophistication that continues to amaze modern engineers. Ground-penetrating radar and electrical resistivity methods have also contributed critical insights. By sending electromagnetic signals into the stone and measuring their reflection or resistance, researchers can infer the presence of cavities and tunnels. These methods have revealed linear features and anomalies consistent with constructed spaces, corroborating the results of muon and seismic studies. The convergence of multiple independent technologies enhances confidence in the findings, suggesting that the Sphinx is not a single, solid monument but a layered, multidimensional structure, potentially concealing chambers, corridors, and hidden voids designed with precision and purpose. These technological advances have also revived discussions about the potential contents of the chambers. Some researchers speculate that the voids could house sacred relics, ritual artifacts, or archives of knowledge. Others propose that they might contain evidence of lost civilizations predating the pharaohs, based on geological erosion patterns and construction techniques that suggest an earlier timeline than traditionally accepted. While direct evidence remains elusive, the alignment of multiple technological findings creates a compelling narrative. The Sphinx may guard secrets that bridge history, spirituality, and possibly forgotten human achievements, offering a glimpse into civilizations long erased from collective memory. The cinematic appeal of these discoveries cannot be overstated. Visualizing hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, illuminated by probes and interpreted through advanced imaging, evokes a sense of awe akin to entering a lost world frozen in time. Each anomaly detected becomes a potential doorway to ancient rituals, sacred knowledge, or lost technology, heightening suspense and intrigue. The interplay of science, history, and speculation creates a narrative as compelling as any cinematic thriller, where the protagonist is humanity itself, seeking to uncover the secrets of one of the world's most enigmatic monuments. Importantly, these technological studies have also emphasized the careful balance between discovery and preservation. The Sphinx is an irreplaceable cultural and historical treasure, and invasive exploration could threaten its structural integrity. Modern methods allow researchers to probe its interior safely, generating insights without risking damage. This non-invasive approach exemplifies how technology can expand human understanding while respecting the delicate balance between curiosity and preservation. Each scan, analysis, and report adds a piece to the puzzle, gradually revealing the monument's hidden complexity while maintaining its enduring mystique. The findings have sparked renewed international interest in the Sphinx, inspiring documentaries, scholarly research, and popular media coverage. Public fascination continues to grow, fueled by the tantalizing possibility that these hidden chambers could contain relics, texts, or knowledge capable of rewriting our understanding of ancient history. While mainstream archaeology remains cautious, the combination of modern technology and centuries of accumulated observation makes it increasingly difficult to dismiss the existence of these voids. The Sphinx, already a symbol of mystery and power, has become a focal point for debates about human ingenuity, spirituality, and the limits of historical knowledge. Ultimately, the most recent technological studies of the Sphinx's hidden chambers reveal a monument far more intricate and enigmatic than previously understood. Muon radiography, seismic tomography, and radar imaging have collectively confirmed the presence of voids beneath the statue, raising profound questions about their purpose, contents, and origins. These findings underscore the intersection of archaeology, engineering, and human curiosity, suggesting that the Sphinx is not merely a monument of stone but a multidimensional enigma, guarding secrets that have survived millennia. Each discovery, each anomaly, and each new study brings us closer to understanding one of history's greatest mysteries, while reminding us that some secrets are meant to challenge, inspire, and endure across time. The discovery of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx carries profound implications for our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization, challenging long-held assumptions about the culture, technology, and spiritual practices of this iconic society. For centuries, the Sphinx has been regarded primarily as a monumental statue symbolizing royal power and divine protection. Yet, the presence of these hidden voids suggests that its purpose may have extended far beyond symbolic representation. These chambers could reveal a civilization far more sophisticated than previously believed, one capable of advanced engineering, precise astronomical alignment, and complex ritual practices that integrated both spiritual and practical functions. From a technological standpoint, the construction of these chambers hints at a level of skill and knowledge that has long been underestimated. Carving voids within a massive stone statue without causing structural collapse requires not only architectural foresight but also understanding of weight distribution, stress management, and material properties. If these chambers were intentionally designed for preservation of artifacts or ceremonial functions, the engineering challenges would have been even more formidable. Such sophistication raises the possibility that the ancient Egyptians possessed knowledge, whether of construction, astronomy, or even rudimentary acoustics, that modern scholars are only beginning to appreciate. Each void becomes a testament to ingenuity, revealing that the civilization responsible for the Sphinx was far more capable than commonly acknowledged. Spiritually and culturally, the hidden chambers may redefine our understanding of Egyptian ritual practice. The Sphinx has long been associated with divine guardianship, linking pharaohs to the gods and symbolizing cosmic balance. If the voids beneath the statue were designed as ceremonial or initiatory spaces, they may have been integral to spiritual life, used for rituals, meditation, or the preservation of sacred knowledge. Ancient Egyptian priests were custodians of esoteric wisdom, often deliberately concealing texts and artifacts to protect their sanctity. The chambers may therefore reflect a deliberate attempt to safeguard this knowledge, providing a controlled environment where ceremonial activities could be conducted without interference from the outside world. This possibility transforms the Sphinx from a static monument into an active participant in the civilization's spiritual framework. The implications also extend to the timeline of Egyptian history. Geological and erosion studies suggest that the Sphinx may be older than traditionally accepted, possibly predating the 4th dynasty by several millennia. If the chambers correspond to these earlier periods, they could contain evidence of civilizations predating known dynastic Egypt. This notion challenges conventional historical models, suggesting a continuity of human achievement that stretches far beyond documented history. Discovering artifacts, inscriptions, or tools within these voids could force a re-evaluation of the origins of Egyptian civilization, the development of architecture, and the evolution of religious practice. In this sense, the chambers are not merely hidden rooms but potential time capsules linking humanity to its distant past. Moreover, the hidden chambers could provide insights into the Egyptians' integration of science, art, and spirituality. The alignment of the Sphinx with the rising sun, the placement of voids corresponding to symbolic features, and the potential orchestration of light and sound all point to a civilization that perceived the cosmos as intimately connected with earthly existence. Understanding these alignments may illuminate how the Egyptians measured time, celebrated celestial events, and conceptualized the universe. The chambers could therefore serve as both practical and symbolic tools, blending engineering, astronomy, and spiritual insight in ways that continue to astonish modern scholars. The social and political ramifications of these discoveries are equally compelling. If the chambers were intended to safeguard knowledge or artifacts, they may reflect centralized control over spiritual and technological resources. Only a select elite, priests, pharaohs, or specialized artisans, may have had access, suggesting a society deeply conscious of hierarchy, secrecy, and cultural preservation. This hidden infrastructure would indicate that the ancient Egyptians were not only builders of monuments but also custodians of knowledge, deliberately managing access to sacred and practical information. Understanding this aspect of Egyptian society could transform how we view power, knowledge distribution, and cultural sophistication in antiquity. Public fascination with these implications is immense, and for good reason. The notion that the Sphinx may guard hidden chambers containing secrets about technology, spirituality, or lost civilizations ignites the imagination. Media portrayals, documentaries, and interactive visualizations emphasize the suspense and cinematic drama, encouraging viewers to engage with the mystery as both a historical puzzle and a story of discovery. The chamber's potential contents, whether sacred artifacts, ceremonial texts, or evidence of earlier societies, transform the Sphinx into an emblem of enduring mystery, linking the present to a past that is at once known and unknowable. Ultimately, the discovery of these hidden chambers forces a re-evaluation of ancient Egyptian civilization on multiple fronts. Technologically, it suggests engineering skills and architectural foresight that surpass conventional understanding. Spiritually, it hints at the deliberate preservation of sacred knowledge and ceremonial practices. Historically, it opens the door to reconsidering timelines, lost civilizations, and continuity of human achievement. The Sphinx emerges not merely as a stone guardian of the Giza Plateau but as a multidimensional monument bridging the terrestrial and the cosmic, the known and the unknown. Each void, each anomaly, and each speculative interpretation invites us to reconsider humanity's capacity for ingenuity, spirituality, and the creation of lasting monuments whose secrets endure across millennia. Among the most tantalizing aspects of the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx are the speculations about secret knowledge or artifacts that may lie within. From ancient manuscripts to ceremonial relics, these chambers are thought to be potential repositories of humanity's forgotten history. While mainstream archaeology remains cautious, the convergence of historical records, symbolic architecture, and modern technological scans provides fertile ground for imagining what these spaces might conceal. The idea that the Sphinx guards more than its own monumental stone body sparks both fascination and controversy, as researchers consider the possibility that it may be hiding secrets capable of rewriting what we know about ancient civilizations. One of the first categories of speculation involves written knowledge, manuscripts, scrolls, or symbolic inscriptions carefully preserved to survive millennia. Ancient Egyptian priests were known for their meticulous record-keeping, often encoding spiritual, astronomical, and scientific knowledge in hieroglyphs and sacred texts. If such records were stored in hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx, they could offer unparalleled insight into Egyptian cosmology, mathematics, and rituals. Scholars point to textual references in temple inscriptions and mythological texts mentioning hidden halls or keepers of wisdom, suggesting that some knowledge was deliberately concealed to protect it from misuse or destruction. Such a find would bridge the gap between physical archaeology and intellectual history, revealing not only objects but the thought processes and worldview of an ancient civilization. Another tantalizing hypothesis concerns ceremonial or ritual artifacts. The Sphinx, already symbolically charged as a guardian figure combining human intellect with animal strength, could have been a guardian of sacred objects placed in concealed chambers. These might include ceremonial tools, statues of deities, or ritual implements used in religious rites. If preserved within stone-protected chambers, these artifacts could illuminate the spiritual practices of ancient Egypt with unprecedented clarity, offering clues about the ceremonies performed in honor of gods, kings, and cosmic cycles. The cinematic appeal is irresistible. Hidden relics, untouched for millennia, waiting in darkness beneath one of history's most iconic monuments, poised to reveal forgotten knowledge. Some theorists propose that the chambers may house artifacts from civilizations predating dynastic Egypt. Geological evidence suggesting extreme erosion of the Sphinx, coupled with anomalies in construction techniques, fuels speculation that the statue could be far older than previously recognized. If so, the chambers could contain relics, tools, or inscriptions from these lost civilizations, providing evidence that advanced knowledge existed long before the pharaohs. Such a discovery would challenge conventional historical timelines and provoke a radical re-evaluation of human development. The idea that the Sphinx may guard traces of a civilization erased by time transforms it from a monumental sculpture into a key to understanding humanity's deepest, most ancient roots. Technological or symbolic objects have also been proposed as potential contents of these chambers. Some researchers speculate that certain voids were designed to manipulate acoustics, light, or energy, creating effects that would enhance rituals or preserve objects under optimal conditions. If true, this would suggest that the ancient Egyptians were capable of advanced engineering integrated with spiritual purpose, a fusion of science and ceremony that modern observers can barely comprehend. The chambers could therefore serve both functional and symbolic roles, preserving objects and knowledge while amplifying the ceremonial power of the monument above. The implications of such discoveries extend beyond archaeology into philosophy, spirituality, and the understanding of human potential. If the hidden chambers were intended to preserve advanced knowledge, they represent a deliberate act of cultural continuity, a bridge between the past and future generations. Humanity's capacity for preserving wisdom, engineering marvels, and spiritual insight may therefore be far greater than previously imagined. Discovering these artifacts or texts would not only transform our understanding of ancient Egypt, but also challenge assumptions about the development of human knowledge, the continuity of civilization, and the sophistication of early societies. Skepticism remains an essential component of this discourse. Critics emphasize that the anomalies detected could be natural voids, fractures, or erosion pockets, cautioning against conflating evidence of cavities with extraordinary claims. Archaeologists stress the importance of empirical validation and warn that speculation, while compelling, must be distinguished from confirmed findings. Yet, even cautious researchers acknowledge that the recurring alignment of voids with significant structural and symbolic points of the Sphinx is unlikely to be purely coincidental, leaving open the possibility that some form of intentional design is at play. Public fascination amplifies the intrigue. Documentaries, books, and online discussions explore scenarios in which these hidden chambers contain forbidden knowledge or lost relics. The suspense is heightened by the very fact that modern technology can detect voids, yet cannot reveal their contents directly. Each scan, muon detection, and seismic anomaly becomes part of a cinematic narrative, drawing viewers into a story where history, mystery, and human curiosity intersect. The Sphinx transforms from a passive monument into an active protagonist in a centuries-long tale of concealed wisdom, challenging both scholars and the public to consider what secrets might lie beneath its monumental form. Ultimately, the speculation about secret knowledge and potential artifacts within the Sphinx's hidden chambers captures the essence of forbidden archaeology. It embodies the tension between what is known and what is possible, between evidence and imagination, between the seen and the unseen. Whether the chambers hold ceremonial objects, texts, relics from lost civilizations, or remain empty, their very existence challenges conventional understanding of history, engineering, and spirituality. Each theory, each hypothesis, and each technological discovery contributes to a narrative that is both suspenseful and profound, reminding us that beneath the Sphinx lies not just stone, but the potential to unlock humanity's most enduring mysteries. Among the most provocative and controversial ideas surrounding the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx are fringe theories suggesting extraterrestrial influence or advanced pre-dynastic technology. While these theories are often dismissed by mainstream scholars as speculative or pseudo-archaeological, they persist because they offer explanations for some of the monument's most puzzling features. The precision of the Sphinx's construction, its massive scale, and the strategic placement of its voids have fueled speculation that human ingenuity alone may not fully account for its design. If even a fraction of these claims were true, the hidden chambers could represent a repository of knowledge or technology far beyond conventional understanding, preserved for millennia beneath the guardian of the Giza Plateau. One popular fringe hypothesis proposes that extraterrestrial beings, often referred to as ancient astronauts, may have imparted advanced knowledge to early civilizations. Proponents argue that the Sphinx's construction exhibits levels of precision, engineering, and astronomical alignment that would have been extraordinarily difficult for humans at the time. The hidden chambers could, in this context, serve as vaults containing the remnants of this extraterrestrial guidance, tools, instructions, or symbolic markers intended to communicate knowledge to future generations. While lacking empirical evidence, these ideas captivate the imagination, suggesting a narrative in which humanity is a participant in a much larger cosmic story. Another theory focuses on the possibility of pre-dynastic technology that predates known civilizations. Some researchers argue that erosion patterns, geological anomalies, and structural peculiarities hint at the Sphinx being far older than conventional timelines suggest. If the chambers were carved during this hypothesized pre-dynastic period, they might contain artifacts or mechanisms demonstrating technological knowledge lost to history. These could include advanced construction techniques, tools, or even energy-manipulating devices used in ways modern science has yet to replicate. Such theories challenge our assumptions about the linear development of human civilization, proposing instead that sophisticated knowledge may have existed, been forgotten, and was deliberately preserved in hidden spaces. Supporters of these fringe theories often cite the strategic placement of voids within the Sphinx as evidence of intentional, advanced planning. For instance, voids beneath the chest and flanks could have been positioned to interact with light, sound, or even the Earth's magnetic field, amplifying their ceremonial or technological purpose. Some theorists speculate that these chambers might have functioned as storage for advanced knowledge encoded in symbolic artifacts, or even as energy chambers designed to harness natural forces. While such claims remain unproven, the convergence of anomalies with symbolic and structural points fuel speculation, leaving open the possibility that hidden chambers were designed with sophistication far beyond conventional expectations. Astronomical and cosmological connections further bolster these alternative interpretations. The Sphinx's alignment with the rising sun and potential correlations with stellar bodies such as Orion and Sirius suggest that its design was deeply intertwined with celestial phenomena. Fringe theorists argue that if the hidden chambers were integrated into these alignments, they could have served as observatories, ceremonial centers, or even repositories for cosmic knowledge imparted by advanced beings. The interplay between structure, symbolism, and astronomy creates a narrative in which the Sphinx becomes a multidimensional instrument, at once monument, guardian, and potential transmitter of ancient wisdom. Skepticism, however, remains a critical counterpoint. Mainstream archaeologists caution that these interpretations often rely on circumstantial evidence, speculative assumptions, and imaginative leaps. Geological voids, they argue, can occur naturally, and anomalies detected by radar or muon scans do not automatically indicate advanced technology or extraterrestrial influence. Nonetheless, the persistence of these theories highlights the human fascination with the unknown and the desire to connect monumental achievements with explanations that transcend conventional historical models. Even skeptics acknowledge that the alignment, scale, and concealed voids of the Sphinx warrant further investigation, blurring the lines between science and speculation. The cinematic allure of these fringe theories is undeniable. They position the Sphinx as more than a static statue, portraying it as a monumental hub of hidden knowledge, cosmic alignment, and possible extraterrestrial interaction. Viewers are drawn into a narrative that blends history, science, and speculation, where every chamber, corridor, and void becomes a potential gateway to ancient secrets. The tension between mainstream caution and alternative excitement adds to the drama, creating a suspenseful narrative in which the Sphinx guards not only stone and sand but also the potential to reshape our understanding of human history and the cosmos. Ultimately, these fringe theories underscore the broader implications of the Sphinx's hidden chambers. The monument may challenge our assumptions about ancient civilizations, the continuity of knowledge, and humanity's place in the universe. Whether or not extraterrestrial influence or advanced pre-dynastic technology played a role, the very discussion highlights the enduring mystery of the Sphinx and the fascination it holds across cultures and generations. The hidden chambers beneath it are more than empty voids. They are catalysts for inquiry, imagination, and wonder, inviting both scholars and the public to consider possibilities that stretch far beyond conventional history. In this sense, the Sphinx continues to serve its ancient role as a guardian, not only of the plateau but of humanity's curiosity, urging us to peer deeper into the mysteries of our past, present, and perhaps even our cosmic future. The fascination with hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx is not purely a modern phenomenon. Historical accounts and early explorers have long hinted at secrets lying beneath its massive form. As far back as the classical era, writers and travelers documented peculiar observations about the monument that suggested anomalies beyond its visible surface. Greek historian Herodotus, often called the father of history, described the Sphinx in terms that hinted at a symbolic and possibly hidden significance, noting that its mysterious aura extended beyond mere artistry or royal commemoration. While ancient texts rarely provide explicit evidence of subterranean spaces, they frequently allude to concealed wisdom, sacred vaults, or ritual areas associated with monumental constructions, ideas that modern researchers now revisit with renewed curiosity and technological support. During the 18th and 19th centuries, European explorers and Egyptologists began systematic investigations of the Giza Plateau, documenting every feature of the Sphinx in unprecedented detail. Observers noted cracks, depressions, and unusual erosion patterns around the statue's body, prompting speculation that the monument might conceal hidden voids. Some explorers reported faint drafts, changes in temperature, or subtle acoustic anomalies near certain points of the Sphinx, observations that seemed to suggest hollow spaces beneath the surface. These anecdotal accounts, while lacking rigorous scientific validation at the time, planted the seeds of the mystery that would later be explored through advanced technology, demonstrating that human curiosity about the monument's hidden depth stretches back centuries. In the early 20th century, prominent Egyptologists such as Gaston Maspero and Selim Hassan began detailed surveys of the Sphinx and surrounding structures, documenting erosion, construction anomalies, and possible subterranean features. Hassan, in particular, noted depressions near the paws and under the chest that seemed inconsistent with natural geological processes. Though primarily focused on restoration and preservation, these researchers were among the first to systematically record features that modern science would later confirm as anomalies indicative of potential voids. Their meticulous work provided a foundation for later studies, linking historical observation with emerging technological possibilities, and framing the Sphinx as a monument whose mysteries extend far beyond surface impressions. The allure of hidden chambers also entered the realm of legend and folklore. Local accounts, often dismissed by early scholars, describe secret passages, concealed rooms, and sacred spaces associated with the Sphinx. Some claimed that pharaohs or priests had hidden knowledge or treasures beneath the statue, a narrative that merged historical memory with symbolic storytelling. While these tales are not empirical evidence, they reflect the monument's long-standing role as a guardian of secrets, influencing how generations interpreted its purpose and significance. Modern researchers often revisit these accounts, seeking correlations between folklore and anomalies detected through contemporary technologies, which sometimes align in striking and suggestive ways. Explorers and scholars in the mid-20th century began to incorporate more scientific approaches to these mysteries. Ground surveys, rudimentary radar, and early excavations offered glimpses beneath the Sphinx without fully penetrating its hidden chambers. These studies confirmed that certain areas deviated from expected geological patterns, reinforcing earlier suspicions that voids might exist. Some teams speculated on potential ritual or ceremonial uses, while others suggested structural explanations such as stress relief cavities or maintenance bases. The duality of explanation versus mystery became a recurring theme. The Sphinx could be understood as a feat of engineering, yet simultaneously it retained an enigmatic quality that resisted full explanation, keeping the allure of hidden chambers alive. The convergence of historical observation, legend, and early scientific investigation laid the groundwork for modern high-tech exploration. Historical accounts provided context, suggesting why certain anomalies might be significant, while explorers' meticulous documentation preserved knowledge of features that would later be re-examined with muon radiography, seismic tomography, and radar imaging. The blend of classical observation and modern technology exemplifies how understanding of the Sphinx evolves. Each generation builds upon the insights and intuitions of the past, layering empirical investigation over centuries of human fascination. In this way, the Sphinx serves as a temporal bridge, connecting ancient imagination with contemporary scientific curiosity. Cinematically, these historical accounts and early explorations create a narrative of suspense and continuity. Imagine travelers from centuries past, torchlight flickering across weathered stone, noting subtle anomalies that hint at hidden voids. Their observations, sometimes dismissed at the time, resonate across the ages as modern scientists uncover echoes of these early insights through cutting-edge scans. The story becomes a multi-generational detective tale, in which human curiosity, persistence, and imagination combine to gradually illuminate one of history's greatest enigmas. Each account adds a layer of suspense, reinforcing the Sphinx's status as both a guardian and a puzzle, challenging successive generations to uncover its secrets. Ultimately, historical accounts and early exploration efforts demonstrate that the mystery of the Sphinx's hidden chambers is not a new obsession but a long-standing fascination. From classical historians to 19th-century Egyptologists, generations have noted anomalies, speculated on concealed spaces, and recorded observations that continue to intrigue modern researchers. These early insights, when combined with contemporary technology, suggest that the Sphinx's subterranean secrets may indeed be more than legend. Each void, each historical note, and each observation contributes to an unfolding narrative of curiosity, discovery, and suspense, reminding us that beneath the surface of one of history's most iconic monuments lies a story still waiting to be fully revealed. Beyond the realm of archaeology and historical exploration lies a shadowy layer of intrigue, the influence of secret societies, esoteric traditions, and hidden knowledge on the perception of the Sphinx's hidden chambers. For centuries, mystics, occultists, and secretive organizations have attached symbolic significance to the Sphinx, framing it as more than a monumental statue, as a guardian of wisdom, a repository of ancient secrets, and a key to understanding humanity's hidden history. These interpretations often blend mythology, philosophy, and speculation, creating a narrative in which the Sphinx is not only a marvel of stone but also a symbol of concealed knowledge, accessible only to those initiated into certain mysteries. One of the most persistent threads in esoteric interpretation involves the idea that the Sphinx guards sacred or forbidden knowledge. Secret societies, from medieval alchemists to modern esoteric orders, have long been fascinated by symbols of power and wisdom encoded in ancient monuments. The Sphinx, with its enigmatic gaze and hybrid form, human head, lion's body, embodies a union of intellect and strength, suggesting mastery over both thought and primal force. Hidden chambers beneath its massive stone body naturally fit into this narrative, imagined as vaults containing ancient manuscripts, ritual implements, or even maps to lost civilizations. While direct evidence is lacking, the symbolic resonance of these theories is powerful, feeding centuries of speculation and myth. Occultists and mystics have also drawn connections between the Sphinx and cosmic cycles, suggesting that the hidden chambers align with celestial phenomena to encode knowledge about the universe. Ancient Egyptian civilization was deeply attuned to astronomy, linking the movements of stars, planets, and the sun to religious rituals and the pharaoh's divine authority. Esoteric interpretations propose that hidden chambers could have functioned as observatories or repositories of astronomical wisdom, allowing initiates to access celestial knowledge in secrecy. Whether these interpretations reflect historical reality or symbolic speculation, they reinforce the Sphinx's role as a multidimensional monument, blending earthly and cosmic understanding in ways that continue to captivate modern audiences. The fascination with secret knowledge has also intersected with conspiracy theories and alternative histories. Some claim that the hidden chambers were intentionally concealed to protect humanity from powerful or dangerous information, accessible only to a select few. Others speculate that they contain evidence of pre-dynastic civilizations, advanced technologies, or even extraterrestrial contact, preserved in secrecy by hidden orders aware of their potential significance. While mainstream archaeology regards these claims with skepticism, the combination of enigmatic architecture, detected voids, and centuries of symbolic interpretation provides fertile ground for alternative narratives, blurring the lines between history, myth, and imagination. Historical texts and symbolic analysis contribute to this perception of secrecy. Ancient Egyptian literature often emphasizes hidden wisdom, initiatory rites, and the careful preservation of sacred knowledge. The very concept of hidden chambers resonates with these cultural motifs, suggesting that the Sphinx could have been intentionally designed to safeguard knowledge, with physical voids serving as symbolic as well as practical spaces. Secret societies throughout history have often interpreted such spaces through their own lenses, projecting contemporary ideas of initiation, enlightenment, and esoteric access onto ancient monuments. This interplay between historical context and mystical interpretation creates a layered narrative in which the Sphinx functions as a bridge between the visible world and hidden wisdom. The cinematic appeal of these theories is undeniable. Imagine the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx as vaults of esoteric knowledge, illuminated by torches or shafts of sunlight at specific times of year, accessible only to initiates with understanding of cosmic cycles. Such imagery blends history, speculation, and suspense into a narrative that is both intellectually stimulating and emotionally compelling. Each theory, whether about ritual artifacts, secret manuscripts, or alignment with the stars, invites the audience to participate in a century-spanning mystery, where curiosity, intellect, and imagination converge in pursuit of the unknown. Public fascination with esoteric interpretations has been amplified by media, books, documentaries, and online discussions. These portrayals often highlight the tension between the known and unknown, the visible and hidden, reality and speculation. The Sphinx becomes not only a monumental artifact but also a symbol of mystery itself, a focal point for human curiosity about lost knowledge and forgotten wisdom. The narrative power lies in the unresolved tension. While scientific investigations reveal anomalies and possible chambers, the true nature and purpose of these spaces remain tantalizingly elusive, leaving room for speculation, imagination, and wonder. Ultimately, the influence of secret societies and esoteric traditions highlights the enduring symbolic power of the Sphinx and its hidden chambers. These interpretations, whether grounded in historical fact or speculative imagination, emphasize the monument's role as a guardian of knowledge, a link between the earthly and the cosmic, and a source of enduring fascination. The hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx serve as both literal and metaphorical spaces, physical voids potentially holding artifacts and manuscripts, and symbolic voids representing humanity's quest for understanding, wisdom, and the unknown. In this sense, the Sphinx continues to challenge and inspire, reminding us that some mysteries are meant to endure, inviting each generation to explore, imagine, and seek answers hidden just beyond our reach. The mystery of the Sphinx and its hidden chambers has not been confined to the halls of academia. It has seeped deeply into popular culture, shaping the way millions perceive this ancient monument. From films and novels to documentaries and virtual reality experiences, the Sphinx has been portrayed not only as an architectural marvel but also as a symbol of hidden knowledge, secret civilizations, and cosmic mystery. The very notion that it conceals chambers beneath its massive form feeds a powerful narrative. The idea that beneath the visible, tangible world lies a hidden reality, waiting to be discovered by those bold enough to seek it. Popular culture has amplified curiosity, transforming scholarly debates into immersive stories that capture the imagination of a global audience. Documentaries, in particular, have played a critical role in framing the Sphinx as an enigma. High-definition aerial footage, computer-generated reconstructions, and 3D models allow viewers to visualize potential chambers and tunnels beneath the statue, bringing ancient mysteries to life in ways previous generations could only imagine. These productions often combine historical research, expert interviews, and speculative theories, creating a cinematic narrative that is both educational and suspenseful. By juxtaposing verified archaeological findings with provocative speculation, documentaries foster a sense of discovery, inviting audiences to wonder what could lie beneath the Sphinx's monumental stone body. This blending of fact and theory not only entertains but also encourages viewers to engage with history and archaeology in a dynamic, participatory way. Novels and fiction also capitalize on the Sphinx's mystique. Writers of historical fiction, science fiction, and thriller genres frequently depict the monument as a gateway to lost civilizations, hidden treasures, or forbidden knowledge. Storylines often involve secret societies, ancient technologies, or messages from forgotten epochs, placing the hidden chambers at the center of a suspenseful narrative. These fictional interpretations, while imaginative, shape public perception by embedding the idea of secret spaces into collective consciousness. Readers and viewers begin to associate the Sphinx with mystery beyond stone and erosion, imagining a labyrinthine interior filled with artifacts, inscriptions, and relics from lost worlds. Fiction, therefore, plays a crucial role in sustaining the monument's aura of secrecy and intrigue. The internet has amplified this fascination, creating platforms for discussion, speculation, and virtual exploration. Online forums, video essays, and social media communities allow enthusiasts to analyze scans, share theories, and debate interpretations of anomalies beneath the Sphinx. Public access to scientific findings, coupled with sensationalized reports and imaginative reconstructions, fuels a collective curiosity that transcends geography and background. The narrative becomes interactive, with audiences not merely consuming content but actively participating in the exploration of history, archaeology, and mystery. This democratization of engagement ensures that the Sphinx remains a living, evolving enigma, continuously reshaped by both new discoveries and collective imagination. Museums, exhibitions, and virtual reality experiences further enhance the Sphinx's presence in popular consciousness. Detailed reconstructions, interactive maps, and simulations allow visitors to enter the monument, exploring hypothetical chambers and imagining the scale, architecture, and potential contents of hidden voids. These immersive experiences bridge the gap between ancient history and contemporary technology, making the mystery tangible for audiences who cannot physically access the site. By combining education with imagination, such exhibitions transform the Sphinx into a multidimensional experience, emphasizing both the wonder of ancient craftsmanship and the suspense of undiscovered secrets. The portrayal of the Sphinx in popular culture also reflects humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown. The hidden chambers serve as a metaphor for what lies beyond perception: knowledge, power, or understanding waiting to be uncovered. Stories, documentaries, and interactive media reinforce this metaphor, suggesting that curiosity and investigation are paths to revelation. The suspense generated by the possibility of discovery mirrors the experience of explorers and scientists themselves, creating a narrative symmetry in which public imagination parallels scholarly inquiry. The Sphinx thus operates as both a literal and symbolic guardian of secrets, inspiring generations to look deeper, question assumptions, and explore beyond the visible surface. Importantly, popular culture also shapes expectations and interpretations of scientific findings. Documentaries and media presentations often highlight anomalies, voids, and unexplained features, sometimes emphasizing speculative possibilities over cautious interpretation. While this can lead to exaggeration, it also drives interest in further research, encouraging audiences to engage with the ongoing exploration of the Sphinx. The interplay between media representation, public fascination, and scientific investigation creates a feedback loop. Discoveries inspire speculation, speculation fuels curiosity, and curiosity supports continued study. In this sense, popular culture acts as both a narrative amplifier and a catalyst for real-world exploration. Ultimately, the Sphinx's portrayal in popular culture demonstrates how mystery transcends stone and history, becoming a living story that evolves with each generation. The hidden chambers beneath its monumental form are not only archaeological curiosities but also narrative devices that inspire wonder, suspense, and imagination. From documentaries to novels, online communities to virtual experiences, the Sphinx captures humanity's fascination with the unknown, embodying the tension between the seen and the hidden, the known and the unknowable. Each portrayal reinforces its symbolic power, reminding us that beneath its weathered exterior lies more than stone, a story, a mystery, and perhaps secrets that have waited millennia to be discovered. Modern expeditions to explore the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx represent a convergence of cutting-edge technology, meticulous planning, and bold curiosity. While ancient observers and early explorers could only speculate about what lay beneath the monument, contemporary teams have tools capable of probing its depths with unprecedented precision. Muon radiography, seismic tomography, ground-penetrating radar, and electrical resistivity measurements allow researchers to detect voids, map internal structures, and generate three-dimensional reconstructions without physically disturbing the statue. These non-invasive techniques have transformed the study of the Sphinx, offering a glimpse into chambers and anomalies that were previously inaccessible and turning centuries of speculation into measurable data. Expeditions typically begin with careful site surveys and extensive historical research. Teams study erosion patterns, structural anomalies, and symbolic alignments, cross-referencing ancient texts, hieroglyphs, and archaeological records to determine areas of interest. Hypotheses about the location and purpose of voids are developed based on a combination of geological, architectural, and historical evidence. This multidisciplinary approach ensures that exploration is grounded in scientific rigor, while still embracing the inherent mystery of the Sphinx's hidden chambers. Researchers are acutely aware that even the slightest misstep could compromise the monument's structural integrity, so every scan and measurement is executed with extreme caution. Muon radiography has been particularly revolutionary in modern expeditions. By tracking cosmic particles as they pass through solid stone, scientists can detect subtle differences in density, revealing hidden cavities with remarkable accuracy. Applied to the Sphinx, muon scans have consistently identified multiple anomalies beneath the chest, flanks, and paws, suggesting the presence of voids that could be natural, structural, or man-made. These findings are often cross-validated with seismic tomography, which measures how sound waves propagate through rock to identify inconsistencies in density. The combination of these methods creates a multidimensional map of the monument's interior, enabling researchers to plan further investigations and refine hypotheses about the purpose and origin of the chambers. Ground-penetrating radar and electrical resistivity measurements complement muon and seismic data. Radar sends electromagnetic waves into the stone and measures their reflection, while resistivity analyzes how electrical currents move through the material. Both methods can detect hidden voids, cracks, and structural variations, providing additional layers of confirmation for anomalies identified by other techniques. The integration of these technologies exemplifies the sophistication of modern expeditions, allowing scientists to gather detailed information while preserving the integrity of the Sphinx. Each scan, each signal, and each measurement adds another piece to the puzzle, gradually revealing a monument far more complex than its outward appearance suggests. Physical access to potential chambers remains extremely limited due to preservation concerns and structural risks. Excavation, drilling, or tunneling could destabilize the monument, so direct entry is often avoided in favor of remote exploration. Robotic probes, miniature cameras, and fiber optic scopes offer potential ways to observe hidden spaces without human intervention, though logistical challenges make such operations complex and delicate. The tension between the desire for discovery and the need for preservation underscores the delicate balance modern expeditions must maintain, uncovering history without compromising it, probing the unknown without destroying it. This balance adds a layer of suspense and drama to each modern expedition, making every scan, measurement, and hypothesis a high-stakes endeavor. Expeditions also navigate significant controversies. Skeptics question interpretations of anomalies, arguing that natural cavities, erosion, or stress relief spaces could account for the detected voids. Others warn against sensationalizing findings in media, emphasizing the importance of rigorous peer review and cautious interpretation. Meanwhile, proponents of alternative theories argue that these expeditions are uncovering evidence of lost civilizations, pre-dynastic knowledge, or even extraterrestrial influence. The resulting discourse is both scientific and cultural, reflecting a broader debate about what constitutes legitimate discovery, how knowledge should be interpreted, and the role of imagination in archaeology. Each expedition, therefore, becomes part of a larger narrative, where technology, curiosity, and speculation intersect. The cinematic appeal of modern expeditions is undeniable. Visualizations of muon scans, 3D reconstructions, and radar images transform hidden chambers into immersive landscapes, capturing the imagination of audiences worldwide. Documentaries often dramatize the process, showing teams meticulously preparing instruments, analyzing data, and cautiously interpreting results. This narrative structure mirrors the suspense of exploration itself. Each scan could reveal a breakthrough, each anomaly could hint at a monumental discovery, and each void could hold artifacts or knowledge waiting to be uncovered. The tension between anticipation and uncertainty keeps audiences engaged while reinforcing the Sphinx's enduring mystique. Ultimately, modern expeditions highlight both the promise and the limitations of contemporary exploration. Technology allows researchers to detect voids and map potential chambers with unprecedented precision, but direct observation and confirmation remain limited. The Sphinx's hidden spaces continue to challenge expectations, combining elements of architecture, symbolism, and geology in ways that defy easy explanation. Each expedition adds depth to our understanding while preserving the monument's fundamental mystery, emphasizing that the pursuit of knowledge often involves navigating the unknown with care, creativity, and courage. In this sense, the Sphinx remains not only a relic of the past but also a living puzzle, inviting humanity to explore, imagine, and uncover secrets that have endured for millennia. The discovery of hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx has ignited intense scientific debate, drawing a wide spectrum of opinions from mainstream archaeologists, geologists, and engineers, to independent researchers and enthusiasts. At the heart of these debates lies a fundamental tension: how to interpret the anomalies detected beneath one of history's most enigmatic monuments. Are these voids natural geological formations, deliberate structural features, or remnants of ceremonial and archival spaces? Each hypothesis carries profound implications for our understanding of ancient Egyptian civilization, the Sphinx's purpose, and the limits of human ingenuity. The interplay of evidence, interpretation, and speculation makes this debate both complex and captivating, keeping the mystery alive while advancing our knowledge incrementally. Mainstream archaeologists generally approach the hidden chambers with cautious skepticism. They argue that anomalies detected by muon radiography, seismic tomography, or radar imaging could result from natural processes such as erosion, fracturing, or stress relief cavities within the limestone. The Sphinx has endured millennia of wind, sand, and environmental changes, which could account for voids appearing beneath its chest, flanks, and paws. From this perspective, the monument is a testament to human craftsmanship and symbolic representation, rather than a vault of hidden knowledge. Skeptics emphasize empirical evidence, insisting that extraordinary claims require extraordinary proof, and they caution against jumping from anomalies to speculation about pre-dynastic civilizations, secret chambers, or extraterrestrial involvement. On the other side of the debate are researchers who see compelling evidence for deliberate design. They point to the alignment of voids with key structural and symbolic features, suggesting that these spaces were not accidental but intentional. Seismic data, ground-penetrating radar scans, and muon imaging collectively indicate that the Sphinx is not a monolithic block of limestone, but a layered, multidimensional structure with multiple cavities of varying dimensions. Proponents argue that such precision implies sophisticated engineering, possibly reflecting ceremonial, archival, or astronomical purposes. These researchers often highlight historical accounts and legends, noting that references to hidden spaces beneath monuments are common in ancient Egyptian texts, potentially corroborating the existence of man-made chambers. A subset of theorists goes further, proposing that the hidden chambers could house relics or knowledge from pre-dynastic civilizations. These ideas are fueled by geological studies suggesting extreme erosion of the Sphinx, which some interpret as evidence that the statue is far older than traditionally accepted. If true, this would radically alter timelines for human civilization, implying advanced architectural and spiritual achievements long before the Fourth Dynasty. While such theories are controversial and widely debated, they illustrate the profound stakes of the scientific discourse. The interpretation of hidden chambers is not merely about voids in stone, but about humanity's understanding of its own history. The debate also touches on technological and methodological challenges. Non-invasive techniques, while revolutionary, have limitations. Muon radiography can detect voids but cannot determine their contents. Seismic tomography provides density maps but may be influenced by natural fractures. Ground-penetrating radar signals can be distorted by moisture, mineral composition, or complex geometry. As a result, researchers must carefully cross-reference findings, combining multiple technologies to create a more reliable picture. Discrepancies between methods often fuel debate, with some arguing that conflicting data suggest caution, while others see convergence as strong evidence for intentional design. The process underscores the difficulty of balancing empirical rigor with the tantalizing possibilities suggested by anomalies. Cultural and symbolic interpretation adds another layer to the debate. Ancient Egyptian architecture frequently integrated functional, symbolic, and ceremonial considerations, making it difficult to separate engineering from meaning. Void spaces beneath the Sphinx, if deliberate, could serve multiple purposes: structural reinforcement, ritual significance, or repositories for sacred knowledge. Interpreting these features requires a multidisciplinary approach, blending archaeology, geology, Egyptology, and even anthropology. This complexity is part of what makes the scientific discourse so rich, revealing not only the monument itself but also the broader cultural, spiritual, and intellectual context in which it was created. Media and public interest have further complicated the discussion. Sensationalized reporting often emphasizes hidden knowledge, lost civilizations, or conspiracy theories, sometimes overshadowing measured scientific analysis. While such coverage can inspire curiosity and investment in exploration, it also risks blurring the line between evidence and speculation. Researchers must navigate this landscape carefully, communicating findings accurately while acknowledging the unresolved nature of many anomalies. The tension between public fascination and scholarly caution adds drama to the discourse, making the Sphinx a symbol not only of ancient mystery but also of contemporary debate about evidence, interpretation, and the limits of human understanding. Ultimately, the scientific debates surrounding the Sphinx's hidden chambers reflect both the complexity of the monument and the enduring human drive to understand the unknown. Mainstream skepticism, evidence of deliberate design, speculative hypotheses, and technological challenges all intersect in a dynamic discourse that is as suspenseful as it is informative. The Sphinx becomes not just a stone statue, but a living puzzle, a catalyst for inquiry, and a symbol of the tension between what we know and what remains hidden. Each scan, each measurement, and each interpretation contributes to a larger narrative, one in which the pursuit of truth is intertwined with imagination, skepticism, and wonder. In this sense, the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx are both real and symbolic. Real in the sense that technology has detected voids beneath the monument, and symbolic in the way they challenge human understanding, inspire debate, and captivate public imagination. The ongoing discourse ensures that the mystery endures, pushing researchers to refine methods, reconsider assumptions, and explore possibilities that might have once seemed fantastical. Whether these chambers ultimately reveal sacred relics, lost knowledge, or simply structural anomalies, their existence underscores the monument's status as one of humanity's most enduring enigmas, a puzzle whose solution continues to inspire, challenge, and enthrall the world. Rumors and tantalizing hints of discoveries within the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx have captivated the imagination of researchers and enthusiasts alike, creating a narrative that teeters on the edge of history and legend. Over the decades, various accounts, ranging from anecdotal observations by early explorers to the latest technological scans, suggest that these voids may contain more than mere empty spaces. While conclusive evidence remains elusive, each hint and anomaly fuels speculation about what might be preserved within these concealed chambers: ancient artifacts, ceremonial objects, encoded knowledge, or traces of civilizations whose history has been lost to time. The possibility that the Sphinx could conceal such treasures transforms it from a monumental statue into a literal vault of human mystery, drawing explorers and dreamers into its shadow. One of the most enduring rumors involves the potential for sacred texts or scrolls hidden deep within the Sphinx. Ancient Egyptian priests were known for their careful preservation of spiritual and astronomical knowledge, often encrypting wisdom in hieroglyphs or storing manuscripts in protected spaces. Some theorists propose that the Sphinx's hidden chambers could have served a similar purpose, acting as repositories for knowledge intended only for a select few. While no physical texts have been confirmed to exist, the alignment of voids with symbolic features of the monument suggests a deliberate, purposeful design that could have facilitated the storage of sacred knowledge. The very idea of these spaces as custodians of information adds a layer of suspense and significance, elevating the chambers from architectural curiosities to potential keys to understanding ancient wisdom. Archaeologists and engineers have also speculated that ceremonial artifacts may lie within the voids. Ritual objects, statues of deities, or symbolic implements used in religious practices could have been placed in these chambers to safeguard them from theft, decay, or profane access. The Sphinx, already imbued with symbolic power, would serve as a protective guardian, ensuring that these items remained hidden for generations. If such artifacts were present, they could shed light on Egyptian religious practice, providing insights into ceremonies, offerings, and spiritual priorities that are only partially understood from existing records. The allure of such discoveries fuels both scholarly investigation and public fascination, positioning the Sphinx as a bridge between the visible and the hidden, the mundane and the sacred. Some researchers even propose that the chambers might contain evidence of lost civilizations predating dynastic Egypt. Geological and erosion analyses suggest the Sphinx could be far older than previously believed, prompting speculation that earlier cultures with advanced knowledge may have carved or utilized these voids. Artifacts, tools, or inscriptions from these hypothesized civilizations could revolutionize our understanding of human history, challenging accepted timelines and offering glimpses into societies whose sophistication has been obscured by millennia. The chambers thus become potential time capsules, preserving evidence of human achievement and ingenuity from eras otherwise lost to modern understanding. The suspense inherent in this possibility transforms the Sphinx into a monument not only of stone but of temporal mystery. Technological hints also suggest that the hidden spaces may have had specific functional purposes. Some theorists argue that certain voids were designed to manipulate light, sound, or even environmental conditions, amplifying the effectiveness of rituals or protecting sensitive materials. Such considerations imply an advanced understanding of engineering and symbolic practice, integrating both practical and ceremonial needs. If true, these hidden chambers could reveal a sophisticated interplay between architecture, spirituality, and science, suggesting that the builders of the Sphinx were capable of far more than mere monumental carving. Each potential discovery, therefore, has the dual potential of illuminating both technological prowess and cultural depth, making the chamber's objects of profound intrigue. Modern technological scans have fueled further speculation by identifying voids whose dimensions and locations seem inconsistent with natural geological processes. Muon radiography, seismic tomography, and ground-penetrating radar have all revealed anomalies beneath the Sphinx, particularly under the chest and flanks, which some interpret as evidence of man-made chambers. While the contents remain unknown, the patterns and alignments suggest deliberate planning, heightening anticipation about what might be inside. Each signal, each anomaly, becomes a narrative device in a centuries-long story of hidden knowledge, inviting exploration and imagination even in the absence of direct evidence. Public fascination with these rumored discoveries is amplified by documentaries, media reports, and books that dramatize the potential significance of the chambers. Visualizations, reconstructions, and simulations allow audiences to imagine the possibilities. Scrolls meticulously preserved, ceremonial objects gleaming in hidden niches, or artifacts from civilizations predating the pharaohs. The cinematic quality of these scenarios captures both the imagination and the intellect, blending suspense with historical inquiry. This interplay between rumor, technology, and narrative ensures that the mystery of the Sphinx remains vibrant and compelling, sustaining interest across generations and disciplines. Ultimately, the rumored discoveries within the hidden chambers exemplify the tension between speculation and empirical evidence. Whether these spaces contain sacred texts, ceremonial artifacts, pre-dynastic relics, or simply structural voids, they provoke questions about human history, ingenuity, and the desire to preserve knowledge across time. The Sphinx is no longer merely a monumental statue. It is a potential vault of secrets, a silent witness to centuries of curiosity, exploration, and imagination. Each anomaly, each hinted discovery, and each unexplored void reinforces its status as a living mystery, inviting researchers and the public alike to peer into the shadows and wonder what has been hidden beneath its monumental stone form for millennia. Expert theories analyzing the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx range from the methodical and evidence-based to the provocative and speculative, reflecting the profound mystery that surrounds this ancient monument. Scholars, archaeologists, and engineers seek to explain the voids and anomalies detected by modern technology, attempting to reconcile them with known historical, architectural, and cultural practices. Their hypotheses explore potential functions, symbolic meanings, and structural purposes, highlighting the intersection of material engineering, ritual significance, and human ingenuity. Each theory illuminates a different facet of the Sphinx, demonstrating that the monument's hidden chambers are not just architectural curiosities but gateways into understanding ancient thought, belief systems, and technical skill. One prominent theory posits that the chambers served ceremonial purposes, acting as sacred spaces for rituals connected to Egyptian cosmology and spiritual practices. The Sphinx itself, a hybrid figure combining human intellect and animal strength, embodies both physical and metaphysical symbolism, and the hidden chambers could reflect this duality. Experts suggest that these voids may have been used for initiatory rites, astronomical observations, or religious ceremonies conducted by the priesthood. Alignments with celestial bodies, such as the rising sun during solstices or the positions of key stars like Sirius and Orion's belt, suggest that the chambers may have been intentionally integrated into cosmic cycles, allowing priests to synchronize rituals with astronomical events. This theory emphasizes the Sphinx as both monument and instrument, linking earthly structure with celestial significance. Structural and engineering hypotheses also play a crucial role in expert analyses. Some researchers argue that the voids were designed to reduce pressure and prevent cracking, functioning as stress relief cavities within the massive limestone body. These chambers could have ensured the stability of the statue over millennia, particularly in the face of erosion, seismic activity, and environmental wear. While this explanation may seem purely practical, experts point out that the placement and dimensions of these voids often correspond with symbolic or ceremonial axes, suggesting that functional engineering and ritual intent may have been intertwined. The Sphinx, in this view, represents an advanced understanding of material science combined with a deep appreciation for symbolic meaning, revealing a civilization capable of integrating utility and spirituality seamlessly. Another expert theory explores the potential archival function of the chambers. Ancient Egypt was renowned for meticulous record-keeping, and it is conceivable that certain voids served as secure repositories for sacred texts, genealogical records, or ritual instructions. If true, these chambers could provide a window into religious, scientific, or philosophical knowledge preserved for select generations. The integration of secrecy and preservation aligns with broader Egyptian cultural practices, where knowledge was often restricted to initiated priests and carefully encoded in hieroglyphs or ceremonial artifacts. Experts who favor this hypothesis emphasize that even the possibility of such archival spaces transforms the Sphinx from a purely monumental figure into a custodian of civilization's intellectual heritage. Some researchers have explored the possibility that the chambers were symbolic in nature rather than functional or practical. According to this interpretation, the voids represent spiritual or cosmological concepts, designed to embody metaphysical principles rather than store objects. The Sphinx, with its hybrid form, could have acted as a conduit for spiritual energy, a symbolic guardian of knowledge, or a physical manifestation of cosmic order. Such interpretations draw on comparative mythology, religious studies, and symbolic anthropology, situating the Sphinx within a broader narrative of sacred architecture. In this sense, the chambers are less about what they contain and more about what they represent: the unseen, the protected, and the eternal. Debates among experts are further fueled by the challenges of technology and interpretation. Muon radiography, seismic tomography, and radar scans provide indirect evidence of voids but cannot reveal their contents, leaving room for multiple interpretations. Some experts advocate for conservative readings, attributing voids to natural geological phenomena, while others emphasize patterns, alignments, and structural features as indications of deliberate construction. These contrasting perspectives underscore the difficulty of drawing definitive conclusions and highlight the dynamic interplay between observation, analysis, and hypothesis. The chambers, therefore, remain both literal and conceptual spaces, physically mysterious and intellectually provocative. The allure of these expert theories extends beyond academia, captivating the imagination of the public. Documentaries and media reports often dramatize scholarly debates, presenting the Sphinx as a site of suspenseful inquiry where scientists and historians wrestle with ancient enigmas. Visualizations of hypothetical chamber layouts, reconstructed rituals, and symbolic interpretations transform abstract hypotheses into immersive narratives, bridging the gap between empirical study and popular fascination. The combination of suspense, discovery, and expert analysis reinforces the monument's role as a living mystery, inviting audiences to ponder what might lie beneath the surface and what the chambers might reveal about the ingenuity and beliefs of an ancient civilization. Ultimately, expert theories illustrate the multifaceted significance of the Sphinx's hidden chambers. They provide plausible explanations grounded in archaeology, engineering, and cultural studies, while also leaving room for speculation, imagination, and wonder. Whether these voids were functional, ceremonial, archival, or symbolic, they underscore the monument's complexity, revealing a civilization capable of integrating technical skill, spiritual insight, and symbolic sophistication. The Sphinx's hidden chambers are not merely empty spaces. They are a testament to human curiosity, ingenuity, and the enduring quest to understand the unknown. Each expert theory contributes to a larger narrative, one in which science, history, and imagination intersect, keeping the mystery alive for both scholars and the public alike. Among the most provocative and controversial aspects of the Sphinx's hidden chambers are interpretations rooted in forbidden archaeology, speculative history, and radical claims that challenge mainstream understanding. These theories, often dismissed by traditional Egyptologists, suggest that the Sphinx may conceal evidence of civilizations, technologies, or knowledge that predate established historical timelines. Proponents argue that anomalies detected beneath the statue, voids, alignments, and structural irregularities, point to a monument that is not merely a 4th dynasty creation, but a much older construct, possibly linked to pre-dynastic cultures or even lost civilizations whose existence has been obscured by time. While these ideas remain speculative, they are undeniably compelling, creating a narrative that teeters on the boundary between history and legend, science and mystery. One of the most sensational claims within forbidden archaeology circles is that the hidden chambers may contain artifacts or inscriptions revealing advanced technology. Some theorists suggest that the Sphinx was part of a larger network of structures designed to harness or store energy, with voids beneath its body serving as conduits or repositories. This interpretation, while highly controversial, is fueled by observed anomalies in the structure and alignment of the monument. Advocates of this theory often draw parallels to similar claims regarding other ancient sites, such as the Pyramids of Giza, Mohenjo-Daro, or megalithic structures in South America, proposing that evidence of sophisticated engineering or energy manipulation may have been deliberately concealed to preserve its secrets across millennia. Another shocking claim is the possibility of evidence pointing to pre-dynastic civilizations with knowledge and capabilities far beyond what is currently acknowledged by mainstream scholarship. Geological studies indicating extreme erosion, along with structural peculiarities, have led some researchers to hypothesize that the Sphinx could be tens of thousands of years old, predating the Egyptian dynasties. If this were true, the hidden chambers could contain artifacts, records, or inscriptions from a civilization whose technological and architectural skills rival or surpass those of later cultures. The implications are staggering. The Sphinx would not only be a guardian of sacred space but also a vault preserving the legacy of a forgotten civilization, challenging accepted timelines and demanding a radical reassessment of human history. Forbidden archaeology also entertains the idea that extraterrestrial influence may be encoded within the Sphinx. Some theorists speculate that the hidden chambers could hold evidence of contact with non-human intelligence, whether through artifacts, inscriptions, or technological remnants. These ideas are often linked to broader narratives popularized in books, documentaries, and speculative research, suggesting that advanced knowledge could have been imparted to early human societies by extraterrestrial visitors. While lacking direct empirical evidence, these claims persist because they provide explanations for anomalies that conventional archaeology struggles to address, such as precise alignments, unexplained voids, and sophisticated architectural techniques in a prehistoric context. The interplay of secrecy, symbolism, and speculation is central to forbidden archaeology interpretations. Hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx are often imagined as deliberately inaccessible spaces, designed to protect knowledge from being lost, misused, or misunderstood. This aligns with historical practices in many ancient cultures, where sacred or dangerous knowledge was hidden away from the general populace, accessible only to initiates or priestly orders. The Sphinx, in this sense, becomes a timeless guardian, not only of physical space but also of information, technology, and wisdom that might fundamentally alter our understanding of civilization if revealed. The cinematic appeal of forbidden archaeology cannot be overstated. The narrative evokes dramatic imagery, explorers probing shadowy chambers with advanced instruments, beams of light illuminating inscriptions or artifacts, and the suspense of discovery balanced by the threat of structural collapse or uncharted dangers. Media and popular culture have amplified these stories, blending mystery, historical intrigue, and speculative science into a compelling narrative that captivates audiences worldwide. Even without confirmed findings, the combination of uncertainty, historical resonance, and high stakes creates a tension that is inherently bingeable, ensuring the Sphinx's hidden chambers remain a topic of fascination for generations. Critics, however, caution against overinterpretation, emphasizing that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Many anomalies detected in the Sphinx's structure could have natural explanations, and speculation about lost civilizations, advanced technology, or extraterrestrial contact often relies on circumstantial evidence. Nonetheless, the very existence of these debates underscores the monument's enigmatic power. The Sphinx's hidden chambers, whether natural, man-made, or symbolic, provoke questions about what humans once knew, what may have been deliberately concealed, and what still lies waiting to be discovered beneath the sands of time. Ultimately, the allure of forbidden archaeology lies in its ability to challenge assumptions and expand the boundaries of inquiry. While mainstream scholars advocate cautious interpretation, forbidden archaeology invites audiences to entertain possibilities that defy conventional timelines and question accepted narratives of human history. The hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx become more than voids in stone. They are imagined as portals to lost knowledge, advanced civilizations, or cosmic secrets. Each claim, whether grounded in evidence or speculation, reinforces the monument's role as a living puzzle, one that continues to inspire curiosity, debate, and wonder, bridging the known and the unknown across millennia. The potential implications of discoveries within the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx are nothing short of staggering, challenging everything we think we know about human history, ancient technology, and cultural development. If artifacts, inscriptions, or structural features were found within these voids, they could dramatically reshape our understanding of civilization, pushing back timelines and revealing a sophistication previously unimagined. Scholars, enthusiasts, and theorists alike have speculated that such discoveries could provide evidence of lost civilizations, advanced engineering techniques, or knowledge systems far older than the dynastic era. The very possibility of uncovering such secrets elevates the Sphinx from a monumental statue to a living testament of human curiosity, ingenuity, and endurance. From a historical perspective, the implications could be revolutionary. Current understanding places the construction of the Sphinx during the reign of Pharaoh Khafra in the 4th dynasty, roughly 4,500 years ago. However, geological evidence suggesting extreme erosion has led some researchers to hypothesize that the monument could be far older, potentially predating known dynastic Egypt by tens of thousands of years. If hidden chambers were found to contain artifacts, inscriptions, or structures from an earlier civilization, it would require a radical reassessment of the timeline of human civilization. Scholars would need to reconsider the origins of monumental architecture, the development of religious and astronomical knowledge, and the spread of advanced engineering skills in prehistoric societies. The scientific implications of such discoveries could be equally profound. Hidden chambers might reveal knowledge of mathematics, astronomy, or engineering that surpasses what was previously believed possible for ancient cultures. The alignment of chambers with celestial bodies, structural ingenuity designed to withstand millennia of erosion, or the presence of symbolic encoding could indicate a level of sophistication that challenges current paradigms in archaeology, anthropology, and history of science. For researchers, this would represent a unique opportunity to study ancient methodologies, preservation techniques, and symbolic thinking, offering insights into how early humans conceptualized and manipulated their world. Such revelations could even inform modern engineering and architectural practice by showcasing ancient problem-solving techniques and design principles that have endured for thousands of years. Cultural implications are equally significant. The Sphinx has long been a symbol of mystery, wisdom, and protection, representing both the power of the pharaohs and the spiritual depth of ancient Egyptian society. Discovering hidden chambers and their contents could provide unprecedented insights into the belief systems, rituals, and societal priorities of the time. Artifacts, ceremonial implements, or inscriptions could illuminate aspects of Egyptian life that have been lost to history, offering a window into how ancient people understood life, death, and the cosmos. Beyond the confines of academia, such discoveries could influence modern culture, inspiring literature, art, media, and even philosophical thought, as humanity grapples with the depth of knowledge preserved for millennia beneath a seemingly immovable stone guardian. The potential for reshaping historical narratives extends beyond Egypt itself. If the chambers were found to contain evidence of pre-dynastic or unknown civilizations, it would suggest that advanced societies existed elsewhere long before previously documented, possibly contributing knowledge, technology, or cultural influence that shaped subsequent civilizations. This could provide critical insights into global patterns of human development, trade, and intellectual exchange in prehistoric times. Such a discovery would challenge the linear model of history taught in textbooks, emphasizing instead a more complex, interconnected web of civilizations whose achievements may have been overlooked or deliberately obscured over time. In this way, the Sphinx becomes not only a key to Egyptian history but also a cornerstone in understanding humanity's broader journey. The suspenseful dimension of these implications cannot be overstated. Each potential discovery carries both excitement and uncertainty, as the monument guards its secrets against time, erosion, and human interference. Modern technology has allowed us to detect voids and anomalies, but what lies within them remains unknown, creating a narrative tension that mirrors the experiences of explorers, archaeologists, and even ancient priests who may have once walked these sacred spaces. The possibility that the Sphinx may contain something that could rewrite human history imbues each expedition, scan, and study with high stakes, reinforcing the monument's symbolic role as a guardian of knowledge and mystery. Furthermore, the discovery of hidden chambers could redefine the relationship between mainstream archaeology and alternative theories. So-called forbidden or speculative interpretations, once relegated to the margins, could gain legitimacy if supported by empirical evidence, prompting a re-evaluation of the boundaries between conventional scholarship and unconventional ideas. This dynamic would encourage interdisciplinary collaboration, blending archaeology, geology, history, and even emerging technologies to construct a more comprehensive understanding of the Sphinx and its secrets. The implications extend beyond a single monument, potentially transforming approaches to other ancient sites around the world, where hidden chambers, voids, and anomalies may yet reveal similar revolutionary insights. Ultimately, the potential implications of the Sphinx's hidden chambers are a testament to human curiosity and imagination. They invite us to confront the unknown, to challenge assumptions, and to explore the intersection of history, science, and mythology. Whether the chambers reveal advanced technologies, lost civilizations, ceremonial artifacts, or simply structural voids, they reinforce the idea that history is not static but dynamic, full of surprises waiting beneath the surface. The Sphinx, in this sense, is not merely a relic of the past. It is a living enigma, a silent teacher, and a reminder that humanity's quest for understanding is as ancient and enduring as the monument itself. As we approach the culmination of centuries of curiosity, exploration, and speculation, the hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx continue to captivate, challenge, and inspire. The monument stands not only as a symbol of ancient Egyptian grandeur but also as a profound testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown. Modern technology has illuminated voids and anomalies that hint at concealed spaces, while expert analysis and speculative theories attempt to interpret their purpose, significance, and origin. The interplay of archaeology, science, mythology, and imagination creates a layered narrative, transforming the Sphinx from a mere statue into a multidimensional enigma, a timeless puzzle that invites discovery while guarding its deepest secrets. Across decades of study, the Sphinx has revealed itself as more complex than previously imagined. Anomalies detected beneath its chest, flanks, and paws suggest the presence of chambers or voids whose dimensions and alignments cannot be casually dismissed. Theories abound regarding their function: stress relief structures, ceremonial spaces, archives of sacred knowledge, or perhaps relics of civilizations that predate dynastic Egypt. Each hypothesis offers tantalizing possibilities, yet the absence of direct physical confirmation preserves the monument's mystery. This tension between evidence and speculation forms the narrative heartbeat of the Sphinx, keeping explorers, scientists, and enthusiasts alike on the edge of discovery. The cultural and symbolic significance of these hidden chambers is equally profound. In Egyptian tradition, secrecy, preservation, and ritual were intimately connected. Temples, pyramids, and monuments often contained concealed spaces designed to protect knowledge, treasures, or spiritual relics from misuse or decay. The Sphinx, with its hybrid human-lion form, has long been considered a guardian, a sentinel of both the physical and metaphysical. Hidden chambers enhance the symbolism, suggesting that the monument was designed to safeguard more than stone. It may have been intended to preserve wisdom, ritual knowledge, or technological understanding for future generations. In this sense, the Sphinx is a bridge between the visible world and realms of knowledge deliberately concealed from ordinary perception. Scientific and technological advancements have dramatically expanded our understanding, though they also intensify the mystery. Muon radiography, seismic tomography, and ground-penetrating radar have revealed anomalies, but their interpretation is subject to debate. Structural engineers emphasize stress relief and erosion patterns. Archaeologists focus on ceremonial or archival potential, while proponents of forbidden archaeology see evidence of lost civilizations or pre-dynastic knowledge. Each perspective illuminates a different facet of the Sphinx, demonstrating the monument's complexity and the difficulty of arriving at a definitive understanding. The ongoing dialogue between empirical evidence and speculative interpretation reflects the broader human struggle to comprehend the past, a process as much about curiosity and imagination as about hard data. Public fascination amplifies the monument's allure, transforming the Sphinx into a cultural icon of mystery. Documentaries, novels, online discussions, and virtual explorations portray hidden chambers as vaults of secret knowledge, treasure, or ancient technology. These representations blend suspense, historical inquiry, and cinematic storytelling, allowing audiences to engage with the monument's enigma on multiple levels. The Sphinx becomes both a subject of scholarly investigation and a vessel for imaginative exploration, bridging the gap between what is known and what is possible. This dual role underscores the monument's enduring power. It is simultaneously an artifact of history and a symbol of humanity's timeless desire to uncover the unknown. The implications of potential discoveries within the hidden chambers extend far beyond the monument itself. They challenge historical timelines, redefine the sophistication of ancient civilizations, and invite reconsideration of human capability and creativity in pre-dynastic periods. If the voids were found to contain ceremonial artifacts, sacred texts, or remnants of advanced engineering, the ramifications would resonate across archaeology, anthropology, and history, compelling scholars to reconsider the narrative of human progress. Even if these chambers yield no concrete findings, their very existence sparks questions about construction techniques, symbolic intention, and cultural priorities, ensuring that the Sphinx continues to teach and provoke thought. Moreover, the mystery of the hidden chambers exemplifies the intersection of science and imagination. Technology provides clues, experts offer interpretations, and the public contributes curiosity, speculation, and narrative engagement. Each element enhances the overall narrative, creating a multi-layered understanding that is both intellectually rigorous and emotionally compelling. The suspense, tension, and potential for discovery mirror the experiences of explorers themselves, highlighting the human drive to seek, understand, and connect with the past. In this sense, the Sphinx's hidden chambers are as much a reflection of contemporary human curiosity as they are of ancient ambition. Ultimately, Section 38 synthesizes the cumulative impact of decades of exploration, speculation, and research. The hidden chambers are not merely voids within limestone. They are symbols of the unknown, invitations to wonder, and catalysts for inquiry. They embody the tension between visibility and concealment, certainty and speculation, science and imagination. As we contemplate what lies beneath the monumental body of the Sphinx, we are reminded of the enduring power of curiosity, the allure of mystery, and the human desire to uncover that which has been deliberately hidden. Each anomaly, theory, and hint contributes to a narrative that spans millennia, blending fact, hypothesis, and imagination into a story that continues to captivate and inspire. In this way, the Sphinx remains timeless, a guardian of secrets, a monument of human achievement, and a symbol of enduring mystery. Section 38 sets the stage for the final reflection, emphasizing that while many questions remain unanswered, the pursuit of understanding is itself a journey of discovery. The hidden chambers beneath the Sphinx represent more than history. They are a mirror of human curiosity, ambition, and imagination, inviting each generation to peer into the shadows and ponder the possibilities that lie beyond the known.